Let's do it. And a good Saturday evening to you, and we welcome you back to Thunderdome for night number 2 of a weekend set between the Eastern Division leading Danbury HatTricks and the cellar-dwelling Delaware Thunder. As we are just a few minutes away from puck drop, along with Mike Basile, I'm Gary Schofield, and actually, on the heels of what was a very entertaining contest last night, I think we can expect more of the same tonight, even though we'll have a few changes in the roster for both teams.
Well, Delaware is very excited to get Anthony Paisano back, a familiar name in Danbury for sure. He was on the Danbury Titans back in the day. He's been to some NHL training camps. He's a huge body. Like we said, Danbury knows him very well. They know he's going to throw the body around. If he gets into a slap shot, it's tough to stop. And we know he likes to park himself in front of the net on the power play. Which
would certainly be helpful to the special teams, which we'll talk more about when we talk more about the keys to the game for the Thunder. You look at the other side for Danbury, they lose Casper Dearson. Remember, he left the game early last night with an injury. He's not dressed tonight. However, they get Corey Anderson back from suspension. He served his 5 games, so you add another 30-point scorer to the Danbury lineup who goes by Scory in Danbury. So what do you think he brings to the table?
Scoring. His name's Corey Anderson. But no, he's absolutely phenomenal. He does everything right in this league. He plays this league perfectly. It's a big body league, a heavy check-in league, and guys who get to the front of the net are going to score goals, and that's what Corey Anderson does. He's got a wicked release as well. He's really been phenomenal this year. There's a couple guys you look at this team. Johnny Ruiz, still to me, my top guy on this HatTricks team. I just love the way he plays. But Corey Anderson, Carter Shinkarek, 2 guys are right behind him.
Interesting, they're going to play Anderson at center along with Kasich and Shane Morrissey, who had a 4-point night last night, has been phenomenal for Danbury in the 8 games since putting on the HatTricks uniform. So I'm curious to see where they're going to place the second lines. Remember, coming into the weekend, it was Shinkarek along with Morrissey and Dearson. That was the line that had been super red hot. But now Dearson out, they move Morrissey into the Anderson line. So where do you think they play Shinkarek along? Who are they going to put on the wings with him?
I would go with probably Bronner. I'm not.
Okay.
You
That's
can play him
probably
with
a good
anybody.
guess.
You can play him with anybody.
You see Bronner and Levesque maybe on each side?
I would say, yeah, that makes sense. How about Matthias Kasich? I mean, that's a big body, too, you could get out there. But I would definitely think we'll see Shinkarek with Bronner. And I got to go with Levesque, the top 3 scorers on the team, right?
Absolutely. So that'll be fun to watch tonight if you're a HatTricks fan, and more difficult to defend if you're a Thunder fan. Now, of course, Kieran Devine a scratch tonight. Jordan Clark serving a 1-game suspension after his game misconduct last night. Christers Bormanis also a 1-game suspension tonight for the Delaware Thunder. We talked to Coach Lou Santini before the game, asking about how are you going to fill in those holes. Obviously, Paisano coming back helps. Bryce Littke is dressed tonight. He'll help on the blue line. And we saw this sort of out of necessity last night, moving Brian Dunford into the center position. They must have liked what they saw because they're going to do it again.
Well, they have to. Yeah, you have to tonight. Bormanis is out. He's the guy who comes in, and they expected him to play that role tonight. But unfortunately for him, he's suspended. I know the hit wasn't bad, but anytime you get that 5 and the 10, right, you're usually going to see the suspension coming the next day. And Jordan Clark obviously standing up for his teammate after Bronner had that looked to me like a bit of a malicious hit there on Taylor Cutting. But the way Jordan Clark responded, I like the thought, but the way he executed. You do stand up for your teammate, but I understand that's not the way you go about it.
Absolutely. So that's how the Thunder will try to fill that mess. The other discussion that we had with Coach Santini is one that you and I were pontificating about in the third period last night is, what do you do to fix the specialty teams? During this 8-game losing streak for the Thunder, they've just not been good. They haven't been scoring on the power play, and they've been giving up a ton of shorthanded chances. And according to Coach, for him, it seems to be more about execution than anything else.
Well, I agree. It's my biggest thing on the power play is the entry. It's still not there, in my opinion. And you look at it, and there's just a step off with the passes. Nobody gets to the front sometimes. And you look at that, and those are the 2 glaring issues in my entry. The entrance and traffic in front of the net, and those are 2 huge parts of the power play. So you play against a team that you know is going to score some goals. You got to take advantage of your power play chances tonight, and you can't be giving them up short at the other end, because last night, Coach Lou and Coach Pence talked about it a little bit in the open and a little bit in the pregame about how, hey, the shorthanded goals are killing us. Killer last night. That was the game-winning goal, Nicole Levesque shorthanded.
Absolutely. Tom McGuckin back in the net tonight for the HatTricks. He had a spell with the with Fayetteville in the SPHL, just returned yesterday. He'll get the start tonight. He comes in with a record of 12-4-1 and the 3.19 goals against. And we saw him last time Danbury was in town. Solid netminder in between the pipes.
I like the way McGuckin plays. He's a smart goaltender, usually a guy who's really good with his rebounds, and he's quick laterally, which is big in this league. A lot of times you see that puck go cross crease very quickly, and McGuckin gets over and makes the save a good bit of the time. It was tough for him probably, like you said, last night. He thinks he's going to play up in the SPHL. He comes back here to the Federal Hockey League, but he's got to make a stand. He's got to keep playing well if he wants to find himself back up next week.
Now, one thing we talked about in the pregame yesterday is we were curious where were the Thunder going to find scoring during their 7-game losing streak coming into last night. They've been averaging less than 2 goals a game, and some unlikely heroes step up. Evan McIntosh scores 52 seconds in. Patrick Tundle back from suspension scores his 4th of the night, and Thomas Municello with a pair of scores.
And that's who they look to, Thomas Municello right now. He's a huge guy for them. Mark Simonetta had 3 assists, kind of flew under the radar there with that play. But you said it, that 4th goal for Delaware, we didn't know if he'd get the assist on that, but he did just get a touch on it over to Municello. But the forecheck was there. I love the way Simonetta plays. He's a hard guy to get off the puck, especially when he goes to the corner and he works along the boards like that. He's tough, he's smart, and he has great vision. I just like to see him slow the game down a little bit.
Interesting for me, I think we've talked at times throughout the season where it seems that the Thunder kind of stop skating. They struggle to get the puck out of their own zone. I think last night, at least for me, what we've seen in person here at the Thunderdome, that might be the best game they've played start to finish. Just keeping the legs moving, getting chances. I know they came out on the short end of the stick, but overall I thought they played well.
Well, we spoke with Coach Penz a little bit after the game, and he said, I'm not upset at all. The guys gave it 60 minutes effort, and I agree. You look at that game, I don't think Delaware did a lot wrong. First of all, you're playing Danbury. They're going to score goals. There's no two ways around it. A lot of the goals you look at and say, maybe was there a defensive breakdown? Sure. But that's going to happen against a team like this. Danbury's a team that you see win games and score 4 or 5 goals with only 28 to 30 shots, which is a good bit, don't get me wrong, but it's not crazy for the amount of goals this team scores. So they take advantage of their chances, and it's just, Danbury, you're not going to beat Danbury 1-0. You're not. It's just not going to happen. And Delaware is a team now that's trying to win games 2-1, 3-2, which is understandable. They're a defensive-minded team. But when you're playing a team like Danbury, you can only slow them down. You can't stop them.
Which is what makes the ineptitude of the power play of late that much more critical tonight. They had their chances last night, couldn't cash in, and as Mike mentioned, the shorthanded goal by Levesque, which was the game winner in the 3rd period. So we're just a few minutes away from face-off. Let's go ahead and get you tonight's starting lineups as we get set for action tonight from Thunderdome. We'll start with the visiting Danbury HatTricks. We already mentioned Tom McGuckin. He'll get the start between the pipes. Again, comes in with a record of 12-4-1 and a 3.19 goals against. Up front, Corey Anderson back from suspension. He'll play center. As we mentioned, he's a 30-point scorer, 19 goals, 11 assists. On the right wing, it'll be Matthias Kasich. And on the left wing, Shane Morrissey, who had 2 goals and 2 assists last night for the HatTricks. For the home Delaware Thunder, Aaron Taylor back in between the pipes tonight. He comes in with a record of 8-21, but he's played much better than that with those win-loss numbers. Up front, it's the same lineup. Evan McIntosh at center, scored his 6th goal of the season last night. On the right wing, it'll be Eric Masters, and on the left wing, Taylor Cutting, who about midway through the 2nd period, Mike mentioned last night, thought he played his best game of the year last night on the offensive end. And then on the blue line, it'll be the captain, Charlie Penz, with Anthony Paisano, who recently was added as a player coach, so helping with the coaching staff, trying to round out this young group of Delaware Thunder players. So those are your starting lineups for tonight. Mike, before we get to the national anthem, let's go ahead and get your keys to the game.
For the Danbury HatTricks, you look at them, this is a team, they got McGuckin back in goal. They play really well in front of him. And I think when McGuckin's in net, not taking anything away from Dylan Kelly, but the defense feels a little comfortable, more stepping up, getting into the rush a little more. So you might see a little more defensive offensive upside for the Danbury HatTricks team tonight. McGuckin's a real solid goalie. They're going to rely on him to have a heavy game in net tonight. For the Delaware Thunder, just like yesterday, you got to start off fast, but you just can't give up those back-to-back goals like they did last night. It was 2-1 Danbury with the flip of the switch, so that can't happen. I know they came back, but Delaware needs to keep their momentum on. When they take the lead, foot on the gas pedal, keep heavy going.
Those are Mikey's keys to the game tonight. We're getting set to turn it over to our public address announcer, Tom Schultz, as we get ready for the national anthem. Sarah Brand with our national anthem tonight as we get set for the opening face-off between the Eastern Division leading Danbury HatTricks and your Delaware Thunder. And I just got this little tidbit as well. You were talking about Paisano's history in Danbury, one of just 2 active players in the FHL to win the championship with the Danbury Whalers back in the day in 2013.
Yep, Paisano is a heck of a player, and Delaware was so happy to have him come here. I know he's looking for his first win here still because they started that streak just before he got here, that losing streak, and now he's looking to help end it tonight. No better way to do it against his old team, the Danbury HatTricks.
The HatTricks have won 4 straight, so they look to keep things rolling after their weekend sweep of the Thunderbirds last weekend in Danbury. They win last night 6-4, so they'll go for 5 in a row, and as Mikey mentioned, it's been a tough road for the Thunder the last few weeks as they look to snap an 8-game skid with a win tonight. This is really how it played out 4 weeks ago when the HatTricks were here. A win on Friday night, and the Thunder took the game on Saturday, and that's what the Delaware faithful who have turned out in full force again tonight here at Thunderdome with another good crowd at the Delaware Fairgrounds Center Ice Arena. We're getting set for face-off as the players are just about into their spots. Kasich, Morrissey, Anderson up front for the HatTricks, McIntosh, Cutting, and Masters for the Thunder. And we're underway, although we get a quick whistle. False start on the face-off. Let's just hope it's not one of those kind of nights.
One of those nights, huh? Well, actually, looking here, they say here Steve Brown was the other active player.
Oh, excellent. Both on the ice tonight, which is interesting.
Yeah, so thank you to our Danbury HatTrick fans tuning in. We appreciate it.
Yes, thanks for keep those tidbits coming here on YouTube. Off the opening draw, Gavrick, who was one of the best players on the ice last night, as well as Boland Porter, who was great last night with a goal as well. He fires a shot that goes well wide, but Morrissey gets to the rebound. He'll just play it into the corner. Kasich will bump with McIntosh. Anderson nearly came away with it, but he lost it to Cutting, and now Taylor fires it into the Delaware bench. And our first real whistle of the night comes 25 seconds in.
Yep, and it's just a chip-in play that ends up in the Thunder bench. But I could tell that already this is going to be a physical. It has a physical intensity to it. And Anthony Paisano, I know he wants to come out here and set the tone. He got suspended the other night. He really was looking forward to the Danbury matchup. And I know he's super stoked for next weekend to be back where he used to call home for quite some time.
Yeah, don't forget the HatTricks and Thunder will go right back at it next weekend in Danbury, Friday and Saturday night. If you're a Thunder fan, you can watch those games on the HatTricks YouTube channel. Puck comes loose in the slot. Johnny Ruiz nearly got a backhand shot away, but lost, and Eric Masters gets it back to center. Fired in by Listmeyer. That could be icing, and it is. So a face-off will come down in front of Thomas McGuckin. It's the first action he'll see in the HatTricks zone so far tonight.
Well, I saw Bronner chatting it up with Paisano, and I don't think Tony Paisano forgot about what Bronner did yesterday on that check to Taylor Cutting, so I'm sure that was about that.
Yeah, I was curious to see if we'd see a little bit of fireworks early on in this game. It's Bronner's first shift. He's out with Ruiz and Levesque. Off the draw, DeCristofaro plays it into the corner. Listmeyer and Simonetta will go after it. Demon comes away with it. Evgeny tries to reverse around Stevie Brown, but he loses the puck. Levesque gets it back to center, or Alex Basie will play it. He fans on his attempt to get it into the Danbury zone, and Demon comes away with it. He'll play across ice to Simonetta. And now Basie and Bronner having words. Basie gives him a tap, asking him if he wants to go. I'm not sure if Phil wants to. We get a whistle. And now the linesman steps in. They both go away chuckling a bit. Phil's got words for Alex as they'll head back in front of Aaron Taylor after the icing call.
Well, you look at that and you say, who's got a better beard? Basie wins that one, huh?
Yes.
Just a bit.
Well, it's getting to be about the time of year where more and more beards will start growing in, as it's hard to believe we're into the final 8 weeks of the regular season. Morrissey with a shot at the point that's blocked by DeCristofaro, but Boland Porter immediately plays it back into the Delaware zone. Alex Basie will just bang it off the wall, and it'll slide all the way back into the HatTricks zone. Gavrick plays it there. We're a minute 35 in and waiting for our first good scoring chance of the night. Long stretch pass for Shinkarik, knocked away by Municello. DeCristofaro picks it up. His backhand attempt nearly intercepted by Kasich, but Shinkarik gets to it. He'll backhand it back into the corner. Basie chips it along, but right into the netting. That's going to be a delay of game, so the HatTricks will go to the power play with a chance to jump out to an early lead.
Not to start, Delaware was looking for the man wearing the A, Alex Basie, ends up in the box. The backhand was on edge, and it bounced straight up out of play.
Yep. So the HatTricks, who did score a power play goal last night, but also had a 3 minutes worth of major power play time that the Thunder killed off, which effectively might have been Delaware's best penalty kill of the season.
Well, delay of game's got to be the penalty that you can argue the least, right, Gary?
Right. There's no question about it. Morrissey at the point. He'll switch spots with Shinkarik, fakes the slap shot, and then skates down into the circle, marked by Dunford. Back up top. Now Morrissey fumbles the puck, and Patrick Tundle's able to clear it out to center. I think Morrissey might have been the best player on the ice offensively for Danbury last night. I know it's easy to say because he had 4 points, but the way he stick-handled, the chances he made for himself were pretty impressive.
Well, if we're being quite frank, Gary, I think Morrissey's one of the best players in the entire league. Just watching him play yesterday, the speed, his hands, he does everything right. I think Morrissey's a really top 3, maybe 4 in this entire league.
You know, no argument from me. That pass attempt into the slot was deflected away, but Johnny Ruiz is able to keep it in. Skates down the far wall, now played it back up top to Shinkarik. Shot from the point. A little bit of traffic in front from Bronner, but Taylor was able to see enough of it to make the save. And if the first 2 minutes and 37 seconds of action are any indication, I think you're right. The physicalness is there, and it's definitely chippy early. So we have a chance that things could maybe heat up as the night goes along.
Yeah, and I think Bronner's going to be around the center of attention there. You got Cutting, Masters, Paisano, Pence, Basie, all already after him a bit here early. 1:05 left to the power play, Gary.
Anderson wins the draw cleanly. Gavrik, Bolin Porter. Now he'll play it over to Anderson, who's out on the power play. Quick shot. Screen in front. Not sure where the puck is. It went over the net. Kasich got to it. Stevie Brown providing the screen in front, but then he bumps Taylor, which knocks the net off its moorings, and we'll get another faceoff.
This faceoff should come out of the zone. It was Steve Brown who knocked the net off.
I agree, although I saw it looked like the referee was pointing to the circle to the right of Aaron Taylor. So the draw will stay in the Delaware zone with 49 seconds of power play time left. Scory wins the faceoff right back to Gavrik. Bolin Porter up top for Danbury. Corey Anderson walks right into the circle. Quick shot save. Taylor loose in front. Anderson with another shot, and Taylor somehow got a pad on that. But Corey Anderson comes away with the puck. Gavrik now. Up top to Bolin Porter. He's marked by Demon. 25 seconds left on the power play. Kasich to Anderson. Walks in, shoots off the glove of Taylor, and it goes into the corner. Charlie Penns bangs it around the glass and all the way down into the Danbury zone as 15 seconds remain on the man advantage.
Usually early on I can get a read on Aaron Taylor, and tonight he looks real good. That push-off save left to right was phenomenal. Loose puck right in the low slot. Corey Anderson, 2 good chances to score already. Aaron Taylor shuts him down twice. Power play expires.
Coming away with it, though, is Shinkarik with speed through the neutral zone. Walks right into the slot. Good poke check by Paisano. Shinkarik gets it back, though. Back to the point. Kenny Garrett plays it. Now, remember, Garrett took that hit from Bormanis last night. Didn't return to the game, so good to see him back on the ice. Shinkarik walks right through the slot. Gets it to Garrett down in the circle. Throws one in front. It's off the paddle of Taylor. And then Kasich nearly came away with a shot, if not for the speedy stick of Evan McIntosh. And now Mac the other way. The Cristofaro going towards the net, but that pass was deflected. And now it's behind McGuckin. Back up top, Tundle's shot. That's blocked by Edwards. And Kenny Garrett plays it, but now we get a whistle as it looks like the nets come dislodged behind McGuckin. 15:41 to go in the first. We're scoreless.
Well, it's going to be one of those nights with the net, it appears, as McGuckin barely touched that, and the net went for a bit of a ride. So a little bit of a frustration when the game loses its pace because of something as silly as that. Well, could use another word for it, but I'll control myself. We've only played about 4 minutes here, Gary.
Anderson off the draw wins it. Gavrik. That was another key to the game last night, I think, Danbury's dominance on the faceoff dot.
You are correct.
Basie, though, from the blue line, he'll fire one in wide. Bolin Porter gets to it. And now the newest member of the Danbury HatTricks, that's Connor Gilmartin. You might be thinking, you see the 16 on the ice and say, oh, well, Casper Dearson's out. No, that's Connor Gilmartin as Dearson deals with that groin injury. Puck loose, side of the net. Behind the net, Colin Edwards wiped out. Now he loses the puck to Bryce Litke. Litke, though, gives it right to Corey Anderson in the slot. I think Basie might have got a piece of that before Aaron Taylor made the save. Big hit on the wall there by Anderson on Dunford. Pass back to the point. Gavrick keeps, steps around Tundle, walks it in a little deeper. Now he'll throw it behind the net. Edwards couldn't get that puck out of his skates, and Lichtkehl trying to clear it again, and he does. That gets through Bolin Porter and all the way down. No icing here, though. Although a nice play by McGuckin to get it right back to Bolin Porter. Now Gil Martin walks across the blue line. His shot's blocked by Pens as the HatTricks were making a line change. 14:35 to go. DeCristofaro gets it back to center, but Levesque has it on his stick. Johnny Ruiz walks into the zone. Holds, fires a shot high, and Aaron Taylor gloves that, and he'll hold on for a face-off.
That's not what Johnny Ruiz wanted to do with that shot. He wants it low, looking for a rebound. A couple bodies going to the front, one being Nikola Levesque. But nevertheless, they get the offensive zone face-off to the right of Aaron Taylor. As we get a look at Evgeny Demin, who Delaware looks to start to step his game up a bit. He's gotten a little bit of a cold spell here, Gary. He's got to find a way out of that immediately.
Did have the one assist last night, but as you mentioned, looking for more out of the center. He'll crisscross with Municello, who walks into the Danbury zone. Goes around Hanlon, walks right in front, he scores! Thomas Municello beat McGuckin to the blocker side and gives the Thunder a 1-0 lead. It's his third goal in 2 nights.
Thomas Municello has been so good for this Thunder team of late, and it's got to be the sticks, Gary. We talked about it yesterday. He got some of those new sticks in, and he's been so good. But what he's doing now, he's getting to the front of the net, which you have to do here. Delaware up 1-0, once again on the stick of Thomas Municello.
Yeah, that's one you'd kind of refer to as a bit of a bullyish type goal, as he just went to the front and kept hammering away and got it by McGuckin. That might actually have been the first official shot on net tonight as well for the Thunder. And they're already up 1-0, kind of reminiscent to last night when Evan McIntosh scored on their first shot of the night.
Well, I know Coach Pence can't be here tonight, so he's got to be doing the Macarena, watching this somewhere at the wedding that he is at tonight. He's got to be excited with that. That's a play that Coach Pence loves. He loves when his guys get to the front of the net and they are rewarded.
And it's not a good wedding unless somebody's doing the Macarena.
Correct.
So let's hope they got the right DJ at those festivities. Off the face-off after that puck had been played into the netting at center ice. Puck's loose along the near wall. They'll battle for it. Municello's able to dump it into the Danbury zone, but Gavrick gets to it after McGuckin sets it up for him. Now it's Morrissey. Back out with Shinkarik and Kasich. Dangerous lineup for Danbury. And that's the beauty of the depth of the HatTricks. They can kind of mix and match as the game rolls along, and they don't really lose much. Side angle shot with not much steam on it from Morrissey. That's an easy save for Taylor.
Yeah, it's a common saying that teams run 3 lines. They can run all 3 lines, but Danbury's a team that could run all 3 lines all the time. You never have to worry. And Cruz Listmeyer comes out onto the ice now. I thought he had a pretty rough game last night.
He did.
Found himself in the box a couple times, got beat a couple times to the outside. They expect a little more from number 4 on defense.
Off the draw, Anderson wins it to Colin Edwards. Edwards backing up, shoots and scores through traffic. Great job in front by Gil Martin and Anderson to provide a screen, and I don't know that Aaron Taylor ever saw that puck. And Colin Edwards almost falling backwards at the blue line, dents the twine, and we're tied at 1.
Well, Gary, we talked about in the open exactly what can happen, and that's it. You can't score and then give up one just a couple seconds later. It just can't be how it happens there, and it's 1-1 now.
Edwards, it's his first goal of the season, and with 13:37 left in the first, we're tied at 1. Now we get another false start as the referee wasn't quite prepared for the faceoff, so we'll do it over again. Just miscommunication there between the linesman and one of the referees. But again, McIntosh wins the draw. Charlie Pens will play it off the wall. Masters gets it to McIntosh at the red line, and he'll skate into the zone. But then he fans on the shot and then takes a bump from Listmeyer. He's going to be the target of the fans in the Thunder Pack tonight. There was some discussion that Listmeyer had a little gift for them along the wall last night. So they brought some extra signs. They expect to have a little fun with Cruz in the Danbury zone. Masters with a long shot. That's blockered off by McGuckin. He gets bumped there. That's Bronner, who's going to be the center of attention tonight, just struggling to get it out at the blue line, but finally it's on the stick of Gil Martin, and he'll play it ahead to Johnny Ruiz. Johnny shot. Pad saved by Taylor. But then Taylor Cutting's pass goes right off Eric Masters. Ruiz gets to the puck. Walks into the circle. Works around McIntosh. Side angle shot. Taylor made the save, but it's loose behind the net. Clearing attempt by Lichtkehl is intercepted again. Levesque plays it back to Gavrick, who keeps it at the blue line nicely. Bronner and Pens go to the wall. Ruiz backhands it back to Bronner. And they'll get the cycle game on. Nikola Levesque has it now. Man, Bolin Porter would have that at the point, but Levesque just reversed back behind the net. Levesque continues to hold. Now he finds Bolin Porter at the point. Fumbles the puck a bit. Finally throws one from the sidewall. And again, Taylor saw that one all the way and is able to snatch it with the glove, and we get a stop with 12:15 to go.
Save number 8 for Aaron Taylor already early in this contest. That's a couple early shots. Paisano getting into it now already. I'm not sure if that was Nikola Levesque or Vladislav Gavrik. I think it was Gavrik who he gave a little cross-check to. They were both in the area, but Tony's going to make his presence known night in and night out, whether it's on the score sheet or not, Gary.
Shinkarik out with Casey and Morrissey. They win another draw. Garrett with a shot from the point goes well wide. Paisano looks to clear. Morrissey gets a piece of that, though. Throws it into the slot. Shinkarik with a shot. Great blocker save by Aaron Taylor. Popped about 15 feet high in the air, and then Brennan Young couldn't get the bouncing puck to settle, and Kasich steals. Morrissey now in the slot. Works around Paisano, who got a piece of that shot, and it's loose behind the net. Paisano and Shinkarik battle for it. Clearing attempt stolen by Morrissey. Down low to Kasich, and that puck goes off his stick, but he gets it back in the corner. He'll backhand it. Shinkarik now. Cycle game on for Danbury, and it's looked good so far in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Dunford and Kasich go to the wall. The puck comes to Brennan Young, and Dunford's able to play it through center where Steve Brown handles. 11:30 to go. We're tied at 1, and here come the HatTricks back the other way. Morrissey across the blue line. Backhand pass for Shinkarik. Tried to work around to Cristofaro. Good work there by Daniel. But again, the puck's loose in the corner. We talked about winning puck battles. Danbury's winning all of them tonight. Nice pass. Bolin Porter streaking in from the point, but that was blocked by Paisano, and he's able to clear it back to center as the Thunder go for a line change.
Put a little English on it so it didn't make its way all the way down for an icing. But once again, too much time spent in the Thunder zone. You give up a goal, you have to ride the momentum that you get from the game-opening goal. Unfortunately, they have not, and now it looks like they're on their heels again midway through this first period.
Colin Edwards, the goal scorer. His pass intercepted by Municello. He gets it to Evgeny Demin. Plays onside. Good back check there by Gil Martin, who, for just being signed today, has already logged a couple of shifts and played a role in the Danbury goal. He's looked good. Simonetto with the shot. Bounces off the wall. Municello right in front to Demin, and he chips it over the net, and then takes a huge hit from Corey Anderson, and then he goes down as well. Puck's loose. It comes back to Demin after he got back to his feet, and the Thunder keep control. Back to the point, Pens. He'll just throw one, kind of lofted a shot that went well wide of McGuckin. Gavrik gets to it, and he'll play it behind as Corey Anderson looks to pick it up and get a breakout here going for Danbury. But he gives it away off the wall. Simonetta, though, loses to Bolin Porter back to center.
Was just a clean hit on Demin behind the net, quite frankly. Demin caught with his head down just for a second, and that's enough to get buried like he did behind the net. Fortunately for him, he got back up, made his way to the bench. Someone's not happy over there, though.
Yeah, you mentioned Corey Anderson can bring it, not just the scoring aspect, but a big body. He can get physical. He certainly brought it there. They killed nearly a minute at a time, kind of waiting for things to develop on a breakout, and then they give it away. McIntosh has the puck, trying to skate away from Gavrik. He does. Back to the point to Cristofaro. Throws one into the circle. That's off the skate of Gavrik, and now he's able to clear it back to center. Levesque, one-on-one with Bryce Litke. Good play there by Bryce defensively. Masters over skates, though. Gets it back at the blue line. Tangles with the linesman and with Bronner. And McIntosh walks in. Fires a shot. Glove save McGuckin, and he'll hold on.
Yeah, the linesman's got to be able to get out of the way there. That says we hit the media timeout. It's just unbelievable how many pucks stay on the ice and hits the official or the linesman here.
9:18 to go in the first period. We're tied at 1. Don't forget, Thunder fans, we'll be back at the Thunderdome 2 weeks from tonight. A Friday, Saturday, and Sunday weekend set. Tickets available at DelawareThunder.com. Next weekend, of course, Mike, you'll have the call for you on Mixler at DelawareThunder.com as the Thunder will be on the road to take on the HatTricks. You just said it a couple of minutes ago, but the amount of zone time the HatTricks have had tonight, you're kind of fortunate that it's only a 1-1 game.
Right, and Aaron Taylor's been sharp early. Like I said, when you watch Aaron Taylor play, usually you could see early in the contest how he's going to play. And tonight it looks like he's definitely on his game. He's seeing the puck very well. As you see now, Cruz Lismeyer over there by that Thunder Pack corner, and he's getting a look at these fans who are giving him some a piece of their mind.
I got to get the knocks out so I can try to figure out what that sign says exactly.
I got no chance of reading that sign. I don't think Lismeyer's playing any business to it either.
No. 9:18. Dunford on the draw with Shinkarik. It comes into the corner where Lismeyer plays it around for Brown. Brown's attempt to Kasich just didn't have enough steam on it, and a steal by Patrick Tundle. Dunford now. misses Young in the corner. Listmeyer loses the puck. Shinkarik there in support, though, gets it to Kasich, who just hands it back to Carter as they skate out of the zone, through the neutral zone, and into Delaware ice. Morrissey throws one in front. It's just loose in the slot. Finally poked away by Taylor. Brown can't keep it in. It's a delayed offside here as the puck bounces over the skate of Charlie Pence.
Good hit by Pence there in the far corner. Keep the shot from the outside as once again the official can't get out of the way of the puck.
Dunford can't get it out of the zone initially. Second effort he does, but then Shinkarik steals. Tried to get it to Morrissey. That pass was deflected at the blue line, and now Tundle's got it. But he goes down. Morrissey comes away with the puck. Gets it into the corner. Kasich has it now. Trying to play it further, but Paisano's big stick stops that pass, and now Patrick Tundle will look to break out for the Thunder. Gets it to Dunford at the red line, and he'll just backhand it in, as it looks like Delaware is going to go for a change. Kenny Garrett carrying it out of the Danbury zone. His pass deflected by Evgeny Demon to Cristofaro. Puts it on the tape of Thomas Municello. He'll dump in, and the Thunder will chase. McGuckin holds behind the net. Demon blocks that clearing attempt, but it took a bounce right into the slot where Johnny Ruiz was able to play it forward. Morrissey, side angle shot behind the net. Ruiz with a rebound and a good save by Taylor. Puck still loose in front. Loose again, and Ruiz whiffs on the attempt, and Aaron Taylor now sprawling covers up. But a good flurry there from Danbury, and now Basie and Bronner having words again.
Yeah, Bronner wants nothing to do with Alex Basie tonight. I know Bronner probably more effective on the ice than he is in the penalty box. I understand that. One of the top goal scorers for this Danbury HatTricks team.
40 points tonight. He scored his 15th goal of the season on an empty netter last night. 7:41 to go, tied at 1. Ruiz and Demon on the draw. Evgeny wins that one, and Thomas Municello will skate it out for Delaware. Tried to loft one into the zone, but Stevie Brown knocked it down. Now steals Simonetta with a shot. And up to the task there is Thomas McGuckin, and he'll hold on for a faceoff.
3 points last night for Mark Simonetta, and there's another good shot from him. Like to be a little more corner picking, as they say. Logo hunting, he went there.
Line change for the Thunder as they'll go with McIntosh, Masters, and Cutting. Basie into Cristofaro. They'll stick with the Ruiz, Bronner, and Gavrik line, or Levesque line. Shot from the blue line. Saved there by Cristofaro. Good job by McGuckin to track that one all the way into his belly and hold on for another faceoff.
That's Dan Cristofaro. Right now, leading point getter for this Delaware Thunder team as you take a look with the absences, the recent trades, and the injuries.
Pucks in skates after the faceoff. Eric Masters gets to it. We hear the bench door slam again. That time it was Johnny Ruiz, not happy with that last shift apparently. Puck's loose in the corner, in the skates of Bolin Porter. McIntosh banging away at it. Now Eric Masters comes away, but Corey Anderson lifts his stick and calmly plays it off the wall. Now Nikola Levesque comes out with speed. He'll dump it into the corner and chase there. Gets to it behind, takes a bump from Taylor Cutting, and then a skate came up from Cristofaro, but Levesque comes away with the puck. Colin Edwards shot in the slot. That was blocked by Eric Masters. Levesque gets it back to Edwards in the corner, and then the pass back to the blue line hops over the stick of Gavrik. And the Danbury HatTricks will have to reset. McGuckin, long outlet pass right on the tape of Colin Edwards. He walks in. Right in the slot, shot save. Corey Anderson with a great chance there, but Aaron Taylor up to the task. Bolin Porter keeps it into the blue line, but then the Thunder clear. Colin Edwards, though, will skate it right back into the zone. Gets around Alex Basie. Walks into the circle, throws it in front. Bouncing puck, Corey Anderson couldn't settle it down. But in the corner, Gil Martin got to it. Now Anderson's coming for a change, but Bolin Porter's able to keep it in. He takes a bump from Taylor Cutting just in front of the Delaware bench. But the HatTricks maintain control of the puck. Colin Edwards again walks in with a shot. Save Taylor. Again, it's loose in the slot. Charlie Pence can't clear it. Shinkarik. His pass back to Edwards is in his skates. Listmeyer with a rising shot that goes over the net. But Shinkarik gets to the rebound. Bolin Porter chips it just enough to keep it in the Delaware zone. Patrick Tundle gets to it now. 5:50 to go in the first. Dunford didn't get much on it there. And then, I don't know, had something to say to the official instead of playing the puck. Luckily, Brennan Young was able to get to it. Patrick Tundle goes in offside.
Well, the official put his hand up for a high stick. It was on the follow-through from the pass, though. But once the arm goes up, you can't pull it back down.
Right.
So Danbury has a right to be upset.
Trying to get an explanation now is Carter Shinkarik from the official. Morrissey shakes his head as he walks away as well. Apparently he's saying I shook it off.
It's not a goal. You can't do that.
5:42 to go. tied at 1 here at Thunderdome. Danbury's definitely controlled most of the play tonight. So in their minds, you know that they're believing that they should be well ahead in this game, but Aaron Taylor's played really well. And a couple of point-blank opportunities have hopped over sticks for the HatTricks.
As he always does.
Right in the slot. Simonetta turns, fires. That's a save by McGuckin. Puck loose in the corner, and Shinkarik comes away with a rebound. Now he's forced by Municello, trying to get it away from Stevie Brown, and again, the official caught in the mix. Bryce Litke at the blue line keeps it in off the wall. Brown knocks it down, but not out. Municello gets it to Demon right in the slot to Simonetta, and he scores! Mark Anthony Simonetta on a beautiful feed from Evgeny Demon, and the Thunder are up 2-1.
His first Federal Hockey League goal. Somebody better get that puck for him. I think they will. The captain, Charlie Pence, goes and grabs it. What a play by Evgeny Demon. You look for him to step up. He makes the cross-ice pass to Simonetta. He taps it into the yawning cage. 2-1 Thunder.
Well, and don't forget the play along the far wall by Municello.
Unbelievable.
Just to get the puck to Demon. That's, I'll tell you what, we weren't sure what to expect from this line when they were put together last night. It's been really good over the last 2 games, and the Thunder have a 2-1 lead. The HatTricks play it back into the Delaware zone to Cristofaro. Holds, looking for a way to break out here as Danbury's got all 5 players in the Delaware zone. Now they'll backpedal a bit as Taylor Cutting's able to tip it into the Danbury zone. Bolin Porter, though, gets to it first. Looking to clear. Gavrik can't get a settle on the puck, and now it's loose behind the net. McIntosh battled with Bolin Porter, but Gavrik comes away with it. He's able to get it to Bronner. That puck goes off the stick of Johnny Ruiz and bounces to the captain, Charlie Pence. His pass a bit too far for McIntosh, and we will get the icing.
4:23 to go in period number 1. Delaware Thunder up 2-1 on the Danbury HatTricks. These 2 teams will meet again next weekend in Danbury. Danbury HatTrick fans excited to be back at home. I know it. They got a beautiful stadium over there, Gary, in Danbury.
You know, you don't too often get the old home and home weekends, but the Thunder will have a couple coming up. They've got these with Danbury, and then the last weekend of February, they'll host the Battle Creek Rumblebees, and then they go to Michigan the following weekend. 4:12 to go. Again, Danbury dumps it into the zone as Bolin Porter fires in from the red line. Cristofaro gets to it first, though. His outlet pass too far for Masters, and it's right back on the stick of Bolin Porter. He'll just dump it back in. Aaron Taylor gloves that to Pens, and the Thunder will try to break out again. Taylor cutting. Drops it for no one. Luckily, the captain, Charlie Pence, got to it before Gil Martin did. Dunford's pass to Masters, and the Thunder are in the zone. Masters with a shot. That seemed to surprise McGuckin a bit, but he got a pad on it. Now it's loose in the corner. Dunford and Anderson battling there. Brian Dunford comes away with it. Bolin Porter, though, good defense to strip that puck away and get it back to center.
Talked to Eric Masters after the game yesterday. He said, I feel like I'm not shooting enough. My response, shoot.
Corey Anderson passes to Colin Edwards, the goal scorer tonight, and Masters steals and gets it to Patrick Tundle. 2-on-2 into the Danbury zone. Patrick with a shot. That's deflected by Brown and goes into the netting. We'll get a stop with 3:14 to go.
And I'm sure Eric Masters didn't need me to tell him that. He knows he had to do that anyway as Paisano and Corey Anderson tie up at the Danbury bench. Steve Brown as well into it.
Well, you and I were talking about the size between Brown and Paisano in the pregame, and I would say I think Anthony has him by an inch or 2.
Yeah, but it's not crazy at all. When you look at the size of Paisano, you don't think anyone could be near that.
Right. But Stevie Brown is certainly a big individual, staunch on the blue line for Danbury.
Yeah, and that's a big goal for Mark Anthony Simonetta. Congratulations to him on his first goal. I know it's been a long time coming. There's a lot more in the bank for him as well.
Shot by Brendan Young is blocked back to center, and Kasich comes back the other way, tries to get around Paisano. He does, and gets to the puck in the corner. Back to the point. Brown fires one towards the net. It goes well wide. I think he was hoping to get Morrissey there, but too high to get a stick on. Patrick Tundle the other way. He'll dump it into the Danbury corner. Brendan Young will chase with Kenny Garrett. They go to the wall. Puck's in skates. Hammering away at it is Brendan Young, trying to get it loose. Patrick Tundle comes away with it. He'll skate it out from behind the net. Turns, fires a shot, and that goes wide. Along the wall, Pens keeps it in. Plays it back around for Tundle. We're down to 2:32 to go. Bouncing puck in the slot. Kasich's able to slap it back to center, and now Shinkarik's on a break. Into the Delaware zone. 1-on-1 with Taylor. Shot. Score! Carter Shinkarik Got that just under the right arm of Aaron Taylor, and we're tied at 2.
You watch Carter Shinkarik on that breakaway. He did not touch the puck after the red line until he took his shot. He knew the captain, Charlie Pens, was on his tail. He kept his stick up high, and that's a very smart play. Even if Pens lifts the stick, it's already up there anyway. He puts it down, and he deposits over the shoulder of Aaron Taylor. That's a goal-scorer goal on the breakaway.
21st goal of the year for Carter. He's the leading goal scorer for the HatTricks, and he evens things up at 2 apiece. 225, left in the first period. Off the draw, Johnny Ruiz is able to get that out of the muck back to Bolin Porter, and Danbury will look to rush again. Nice pass to Bronner. Bronner across the blue line for Danbury. Trying to work around Bryce Litkey. Gets around behind the net, throws it back in front. But Aaron Taylor pins that against the side of the net. We'll get another face-off. And now Bronner and DeCristofaro having words a bit.
Bronner's not making any friends. And remember, these two teams meet again next week in Danbury. So that one will be an absolutely enjoyable matchup. My favorite place to go so far this season, Gary. Get to see Casey Bryant, who's a phenomenal broadcaster as well. Always a good time up in Danbury. Beautiful setup from the HatTricks.
Simonetta gets it back to center. Gavrick will play it there. 1:55 left. And DeCristofaro and Bronner were continuing to kind of tap sticks, exchange pleasantries. Gavrick's pass for Levesque too far. Now Municello. Thomas's pass muted by Bronner, but it gets to Simonetta. He walks, throws one in front, and a beautiful save by Tom McGuckin, sliding across with the left pad. He stones Evan McIntosh with 1:41 to go.
Absolutely incredible pass by Mark Simonetta, but an even better save by Thomas McGuckin, who's finding his groove in this game as well.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he thought he was going to play in Fayetteville last night. Instead, back here with the HatTricks, and the conversations continue. Paisano and Johnny Ruiz now jawing a bit back and forth. You almost kind of get the feeling this is starting to become a bit of a powder keg that's just waiting to pop.
Bang, bang.
Demon and Shinkarik on the draw. Carter wins it. Listmeyer gets to it and plays it to Corey Anderson. Nice outlet pass right on the tape of Carter Shinkarik. He drops it off for Morrissey. Winds and fires, and that goes off the shoulder of Aaron Taylor. Demon gets to the rebound. Playing it behind, drops it into the corner. Nobody was there initially, but Charlie Pens is able to play it back to center. 1:20 to go. Brown gets to the puck for Danbury. Just hold it behind the net. Looking for the breakout. Hands it to Carter Shinkarik. Tied the game just a few moments ago. His pass, though, off the boards, a little bit behind Morrissey, and Eric Masters is able to play it into the zone. It bounces off the linesman. Taylor cutting, tried to throw one in front, but got the back of the net instead. Evgeny Demon gets to it. Paisano at the point. He'll fire one, and that's gloved down by McGuckin. He'll stop play with 54.2 seconds left.
Seen a couple switch-ups in the lines here. Demon now with Masters and Cutting. Seen a couple change-ups throughout the week here with the Thunder during practice. Look at this. Paisano's going with the whole bench here.
And Gil Martin, the newest member of the HatTricks, and the coaching staff is basically saying, get him away from my bench, which makes perfect sense to me. Oh, now we're getting an unsportsmanlike conduct call against Paisano. He's going to go to the box. So Danbury's going to go to the power play, and that's just going to rile up the bench even more, as we saw Colin Edwards, the goal scorer tonight, banging his stick along the boards. Loving the call.
And I saw the captain say, come on, it's pro hockey. That's terrible. That's just absolutely terrible. Granted, I don't know what was said, but that's terrible. You don't give guys a penalty in pro hockey for talking. That's just brutal.
But Paisano will go to the box with 54 seconds to go. Danbury 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. But it's a power play that's scored 7 times in its last 4 games. 6 last weekend against Carolina in their 3-game series, and then they had 1 last night. Johnny Ruiz with that beautiful slap shot that beat Aaron Taylor over the shoulder. Off the face-off, Ruiz wins it. Shinkarik's able to keep it in just inside the blue line. He takes a shot. I don't think Aaron Taylor ever saw that one, but got a pad on it, and the Thunder are able to clear. 1:50 left on penalty time, as we're down to 40 seconds left in the period. Shinkarik backhands one across the zone. Johnny Ruiz picks it up. Across the red line, walks in, fires one from the blue line. Didn't really wind on that one, just a little snapshot, and Aaron Taylor gloves it down easily.
Good save by Taylor with the glove. Not much of a problem, like you said, for him, but upwards of 15 shots in period number 1 for the goaltender, Aaron Taylor. Danbury on track for about 47 shots tonight. Sorry, Gary.
Ruiz won the draw cleanly, back to Morrissey, and he winds and fires from the blue line. Aaron Taylor makes a save through traffic, so we'll get another face-off. But Johnny Ruiz was dominant in the circle last night, and it's just the guy I would want taking this draw to try to set up something quick late in the period.
To Cristofaro now and Levesque going at it. And here it comes. Let's see if we get another penalty for touching each other here.
Well,
we got one for talking to each other. Now we get one for touching each other. Let's see. Nope.
No one going to the box. Off the draw, Ruiz wins it. Morrissey throws one in. It deflects off a skate, and Taylor makes the save. Shinkarik, though, picks up the loose puck. Now he'll circle back. 15 seconds left. Plays it to Morrissey. Top of the circle. Down low for Bronner. Throws one in front, and it bounces off a body. They all put their hands up in the air, but the light never went on, and Taylor's got the puck in his glove. Levesque thought that was in.
Well, the linesman and the ref looked like they were going to come together, but that looked like a good save to me from Aaron Taylor. Levesque put his arms up, and our goal judge, Bob Roth, back there.
No light. Well, and a lot of times you could tell Aaron will kind of look over his shoulder, but I felt pretty confident he had stopped that puck with the way that he kept his eyes forward. 8.9 seconds to go. Ruiz can't win the draw this time, although the puck comes to Levesque along the far wall. He gets harassed by McIntosh. Ruiz winds and fires one as the period comes to an end. Puck blocked by McIntosh. So we'll go to the intermission, tied at 2, but 1:06 of penalty time remains for the HatTricks to start the second period.
Yeah, so Danbury will have just over a minute of power play time to see if they can take an early lead in period number 3, and that's just a tough penalty to take for the Delaware Thunder there. As, you know, both penalties came against the Thunder, period number 1, the delay of the game, and then the unsportsmanlike conduct.
You know, it's interesting, too. I almost feel like, though, as Coach Santini takes his troops back to the locker room, you're probably going back out of this frame saying to yourselves, okay, look, we did not play very well defensively. Danbury really kind of controlled the pace, had more chances than we did. We cashed in on a couple that we had, but we've got to play better in the second period and get more offensive zone time.
Yeah, you have to get more offensive zone time. You can't let the Danbury HatTricks hang out in the offensive zone for that long. It's just going to come back to bite you eventually. It already has. You know, that first goal, some zone time, puck ends up in the back, and then obviously the second goal, Shinkarik on a breakaway, which happens more times than not. He'll finish there as well. So Delaware's got to cut down on the breakdowns.
Get you some stats from the first period. I'll give you the goal summary as well.
And Gary, we missed this in the open that Kieran Devine did not dress tonight.
Right, I mentioned that he was scratched, but I wasn't sure
yes.
What the circumstances were. I think that's why we see Bryce Litke in the defensive court tonight. Kieran, I thought, had a solid game last night, so we'll hope that he returns quickly. Shot totals from the first period, Danbury, and this is just evidence of how they were dominant in that first period. They outshoot the Thunder 19-9. So, you know, Tom McGuckin will tell you, man, I only see 9 shots. Not often you're going to get 2 by me, as his save percentage is nearly 92% this season. Your goal scoring summary, the goal scoring was started 5:44 in. Thomas Municello, he found the back of the net for his 7th of the season with an assist from Aaron Taylor, who actually leads the FHL in assists among goaltenders. That's his 5th of the year. But not long after, less than a minute later, Colin Edwards got one by Aaron Taylor with an assist from Corey Anderson, as they call him in Danbury, Scory, gets a point on the first Danbury goal. Nearly 8 minutes later, Mark Anthony Simonetta gets his first career FHL goal with assists from Evgeny Demin and Thomas Municello. But then just under 3 minutes later, on a breakaway, Carter Shinkarik beats Aaron Taylor on a beautiful outlet pass from Matthias Kasich. Shane Morrissey picks up an assist as well. That's his 5th point of the weekend. And that's where we stand here after one period, as we are tied at 2. We'll take a moment. We'll thank our fine sponsors that make Delaware Thunder hockey possible here locally in Harrington. And then when we come back, we'll get you set for second period action with some things that maybe both teams might want to do differently as we head into the second frame. 2-2 our score. For Mike Basile, I'm Gary Schofield. We'll be back with the second period momentarily here on YouTube.
Delaware Thunder Hockey is brought to you in part by Betsy Ross Pizza, Brimminghorn Meadery, Duck Creek Printing, Gatehouse Media, M&T Bank, Easy Loans Incorporated, The Barn, Harrington Insurance, Big Oyster Brewery, 47 ABC, Delaware Prep Ice Hockey, Bridal Bit Liquors, Charlie's Painting, American Hockey Services, Forever Media, Applebee's Grill and Bar, Robert Webster Cosmetic and Family Dentistry, Delmarva Chiropractic and Wellness Center, First Aid Fabrication, Pizza King, Post-Acute Medical, Premier Orthopedic Bone and Joint Care, Holiday Inn Express, the Delaware State Lottery, Planet Fitness, Mission Barbecue, THG Transport Incorporated, the YMCA of Dover, CrossFit Dover, Texas Roadhouse, Urco Ceilings and Interiors, Chick-fil-A, MD Mechanical, Fine Line Website and IT Consulting, Super 8, Alpha Care Medical, and Bay Health. We'll be back with the next period's action coming up. You're watching Delaware Thunder Hockey on YouTube. For Mike Basile, I'm Gary Schofield. We'll be back to the action momentarily.
And we welcome you back into the Thunderdome alongside Mike Basile. I'm Gary Schofield as we get you set for the second period tonight between the Danbury HatTricks and the Delaware Thunder. Our game tied at 2. Let's take a quick look around the FHL. The Carolina Thunderbirds are leading Watertown right now 5-2. The Columbus River Dragons all over Mentor 7-2. That game started at 6 o'clock. It's near its conclusion after a 10-1 win for Columbus last night. Port Huron and Battle Creek locked in a duel. It's 1-1 there in the first period, and Elmira is taking on the Danville Dashers tonight, but at this point, no score updated at federalhockey.com. Our score 2-2. Thomas Municello opened the scoring for Delaware. Colin Edwards, his first of the year for Danville. Then Mark Anthony Simonetta scored his first ever FHL goal to make it 2-1 Thunder. Carter Shinkarik scores his 21st to even the game at 2, and the HatTricks will have 1:06 of power play time to start this second period. If you're an NHL fan, at the end of one period, the Flyers and Caps are tied at 1. A pair of power play goals, one by Sean Couturier, the other by TJ Oshie, have accounted for the scoring in that one at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. So, Mikey, we talked during the intermission, of course, that Danbury really had dominated the play in the offensive zone. They start this period with a power play. What can Delaware do to try to stem the HatTricks tide?
Well, what Delaware has to do is they have to kill off this 106. It's as simple as that. You kill it off, you get the legs back going, you feed off that momentum. A power play goal, wow, that could inspire this Danbury team to really get going. They had 19 shots in the first period, like you said.
Yeah, outshot the Thunder 19-9, but I think that's a bit of a testament to how good Aaron Taylor's been tonight. 17 saves. And I would imagine that was probably the theme in the Danbury locker room, that, heck, boys, we could be up 5-6-2 in this game. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. If you're the Thunder, obviously you got to tighten things up a bit and try to create a few more chances of your own.
Yeah, you do. As simple as that, and it's the breakouts. It's got to be crisper, it's got to be cleaner, and they got to be able to get going north-south. It was a lot of east-west period number 1 for the Thunder.
It appears they'll start with Demon and Municello on the kill with Pens, and I would guess Paisano. For Danbury, they're going to go with Bronner, Ruiz, Shinkarik, Levesque, and Morrissey. Again, they go with that 5 forwards look on the power play as they did last night.
Yeah, it's a good-looking sheet of ice right now, too. Looks really crisp.
Fresh work by Coy, the Zamboni driver.
Oh, we love him.
We sure do. Underway in the second period, Charlie Pens clears it into center ice there after the faceoff, killing off a bit of power play time as Morrissey backtracks and tries to set up a breakout. Carter Shinkarik, who just scored his 21st goal to tie this game, throws it off the wall, nearly gave it away. But now comes to Johnny Ruiz. His shot's muted by Charlie Pens, but now comes loose in front of the net. Save Taylor, rebound, Morrissey, and another save. And Taylor covers up for a faceoff. Great chance there for Morrissey to cash in on the power play, but Aaron Taylor with another stellar save.
Good save by Taylor, just 28 seconds in to period number 2.
Same groups will stay out for both teams. Ruiz and Demon on the draw. Demon wins it, but it's loose on the far wall now. Levesque kicks it along to Johnny Ruiz. Came into the circle, but Charlie Pens kind of pinned his stick. Nice defensive play there. Now it's Bronner behind the net. 25 seconds left on the power play. Ruiz gets it up top. Shinkarik. Ruiz with a one-timer and a right pad save by Taylor. Levesque throws it in front. Morrissey gets to it in the circle. 15 seconds left on the power play. Shinkarik at the point. He holds, looks, skates around Municello. Now he'll get back to the top. Plays it to Ruiz in the circle, right in the slot. Levesque, backhand pass for Morrissey. And he fans on the shot. He had an open net to shoot at. And now here comes Municello. Power play over for Danbury. 2-on-1 with Demon. Municello shoots, save McGuckin. And Morrissey grabs the rebound. Oh, Corey Anderson out of the box was looking for a stretch pass. Basie broke that up, but now it comes back to Anderson. His shot handcuffs Taylor, who makes another save. But now it comes back to center and Municello, 1-on-1 with Shinkarik. Municello skates in. Backhand pass across for De Cristofaro. Good poke check there by Anderson. And now it comes back to center. Morrissey. He'll play it ahead to Kasich. Kasich with Gil Martin. Back to Anderson. His shot. Save Taylor, and he'll hold on as Anderson plows into the net. And we get a whistle with 18:22 left.
Well, that's one where when that net comes off, that's understandable. Big Corey Anderson going flying into it. Good save by Taylor. It's a beautiful play. There's always that soft spot when you have a 3-on-2 in the high slot, and that's right where Corey Anderson went.
Good patience by Kasich to wait for Anderson to come free there as well. And, I was doing the numbers there at the intermission. I'm really surprised, as well as Matthias Kasich has played the 2 times Danbury's been here this season. The fact that he's only got 21 points and only 9 assists really surprises me. 18-14 left in the second period. Bolin Porter, nice move to skate around Taylor Cutting as he'll look to break out of the Danbury zone. Gets around the harassment of Eric Masters and now gets it all the way into the Delaware offensive zone. Behind the net, back into the slot. Anderson shot, and that goes wide. But Corey Anderson will get to the rebound. He'll hold. His shot blocked by Masters, but the puck comes back to him. Now he'll fire another one in front. That deflects off Bryce Litke. Cristofaro plays it around the wall. Taylor Cutting gets there. His pass for McIntosh, though, is behind. Johnny Ruiz plays it back into the Delaware zone before Bryce Litke gets it back to center. Now here comes Masters. 2-on-1 if they hurry, but good back check there by Gavrik. But McIntosh gets it in front. Taylor Cutting with a backhand shot, and McGuckin makes the save. Loose at the side of the net now, and Bolin Porter plays it ahead to Levesque as the Thunder make a quick change. Bronner with a drop pass to Johnny Ruiz. He fakes the slapper, goes around Paisano. Shot hits the post, and it might have got the shoulder a bit of Aaron Taylor as well. Behind the net, Bronner. Paisano wipe it out along the wall there were Levesque and Taylor Cutting, but the puck is kept in by Steve Brown. Now it trickles back out to center. Shinkarik backhands it into the Danbury zone where Lismeyer will chase.
Levesque goes to the bench a bit gimpy there. It looks like he got the worst of that exchange between him and Taylor Cutting, and he gives a shot to the captain, Charlie Penz, as well.
Puck winds around. Again, the linesman interferes with Tundle there. The puck comes back to center. Bouncing puck. Paisano's got it now. Bit of helter-skelter play here at the start of the second period. They'll bang one off the wall. It goes on McGuckin, so no icing. Brown recovers for Danbury. Outlet pass for Edwards. Scored his first goal of the year in the first period. Shinkarik, nice move, but he loses the puck and he goes back to center. Cross-ice pass to Brown. Lismeyer skated around Tundle, but then couldn't get by Dunford. Puck's loose, and then Tundle buries Lismeyer sort of unintentionally there in front of the Danbury bench. And now Brennan Young chasing after a loose puck. Throws it in the slot. Dunford shot blocked by Shinkarik. And now here comes Danbury the other way. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Morrissey, Shinkarik in the slot. Fires one and it goes wide. Morrissey on the rebound and he scores. Bounce off the back wall. Came right to Morrissey. Set up at the side of the net. And he beats Aaron Taylor to give Danbury a 3-2 lead.
Morrissey doesn't need any good luck to score, but he gets it there, and he makes no mistake. Morrissey, absolutely phenomenal goal scorer. That's a goal scorer's goal.
Third goal of the weekend for Morrissey. It is his 10th goal in just his 9th game with the HatTricks. He's got an assist tonight as well. He's had a 6-point weekend thus far. And 4 minutes into the second period, the HatTricks have the lead 3-2. Anderson, Kasich, Gilmartin are out for Danbury. Simonetta, a goal scorer. As Bolin Porter plays it off the glass, it bounces back through center. De Cristofaro settles it down for Delaware. Long pass out for Evgeny Demid. He'll backhand one for Simonetta. Simonetta tried to find a streaking Municello. Good play by Gavrik, but then Gilmartin just wiped out. Took a hard hit into the boards. Simonetta with a backhander right through the slot. Municello couldn't get a stick on it. De Cristofaro now will play it around behind. Simonetta gets to it first. Mark Anthony along the wall throws one from a tough angle, and that goes wide of the net. Evgeny Demid will wind and fire. That goes wide too. But Municello gets it to Simonetta. Basie, I didn't think he kept that one in, and it's an offside against the Thunder.
No, and Basie knew he didn't keep that in as that thing just crept out there past the blue line. Faceoff comes back to the neutral zone. Played a little less than 5 minutes into period number 2, the middle frame.
Remember,
3-2 Danbury.
Basie back just his second game after missing 2 months with a hand injury. Faceoff win by Evan McIntosh, and Bryce Litke will just bang it around the boards into the Danbury zone. Levesque gets it to Johnny Ruiz, but then he's poke-checked. Bolin Porter ahead to Levesque. Puck goes by Ruiz and into the Delaware zone, and Paisano will backtrack. 5 minutes in, 3-2 Danbury. As the Thunder will look to break out. It was a troublesome thing for them in the first period. See if they made some adjustments. Nice pass there for Taylor Cutting, who streaks out to center. He'll flip one into the Danbury zone. It was touched with a high stick. Not sure it either Gavrik knew it and said, all right, let's take the face-off, or he wasn't sure that Bolin Porter got his stick on that one. But either way, we'll get a draw to the left of Thomas McGuckin.
When the puck's in the offensive zone, I would always say take the offensive zone face-off, opposed to give Masters a chance from behind the net to set something up.
Ruiz and McIntosh on the draw. Evan wins it. Eric Masters spins away. Now back pass to Litke. Masters takes a bump from Ruiz along the wall, and it's loose in the corner. McIntosh and Kenny Garrett battle. Still loose behind. Masters gets to it as Ruiz falls in the slot. Litke came in from the point. Good block there by Levesque. Litke again at the point. Fires another shot. Levesque again with a block. McIntosh from the side of the net. His shot's blocked by Kenny Garrett. Gets it back to Paisano at the point. His shot's blocked by Bronner. Danbury doing a great job keeping pucks away from Thomas McGuckin despite the pressure from the Thunder here. Masters spins away from Johnny Ruiz. Can't get by Steve Brown, though, but he does get the puck to Dunford. Dunford back to Litke at the point. Bryce throws one in front. It's deflected by Cutting. That's an easy save for McGuckin, but Masters gets to the rebound. Good pressure here from Delaware. Masters with a side angle shot. Saved McGuckin. Bronner's lost his stick. Tried to kick at the puck. Missed. Dunford gets it back to Paisano, and then his pass blocked by Bronner, and it deflects into the net, and he'll quickly go back to the bench looking for new lumber.
Yeah, Bronner's stick snapped on him there. Johnny Ruiz picks it up and sees the break at the bottom of the stick there for Bronner.
13:48 to go in the second period. That's probably the best flurry of activity in the offensive zone Delaware's had all night, and they never even got a shot on McGuckin, really.
No. The only shot was the one from Litke that barely got through as Tundle fires one towards the cage, and the referee goes down in the neutral zone.
He was, it's funny. I'm surprised he didn't try to get up faster, although I think he thought if he stayed down, nobody would notice. Off the draw, puck's loose behind the net. Danbury with another win. Colin Edwards gets to it. Backhands it through center, right on the stick of Shinkarik. He walks around Pens into the slot. Pass for Morrissey, a bit too deep. Morrissey, though's got the puck back. Walks around the goal line, but now just backhands it behind. That was a little too far for Shinkarik, and now Pens plays it back to center. Through center is Tundle. Quick shot, that's wide. Missed the glove of McGuckin. Evgeny Demon just off the bench. He walks into the circle, throws one into the slot. Nice poke check there by Bolin Porter. Now here comes Colin Edwards and Morrissey the other way. They'll crisscross. Morrissey into the slot. Holds. His shot's blocked by Pens. And Evgeny Demon gets to the loose puck. 13 minutes to go. Tundle. One-on-one with Shinkarik. Drop pass for Brennan Young. Tried to get through Bolin Porter. Good defense there by Kendall. Comes back the other way for Danbury. Kasich. Drop pass for Shinkarik. Side angle shot. Save Taylor, and it goes around behind. Bolin Porter keeps it in at the blue line. Shinkarik walks right into the slot. 1-on-1 with Aaron Taylor, and he beat him, but missed the net high and wide. Morrissey tries to throw one in front. That's off the side of the net, but it comes right back to him. He and Demon battle. Kasich comes away with the puck. And now to Cristofaro. Leaves it right in front. It's still in front of the net, and finally Basie keeps it from going in. Shot from the point from Brown is stopped by Aaron Taylor, and now Brennan Young backhands it all the way down, and he'll take the icing to stop that flurry.
Wasn't pretty by the Delaware Thunder in their own zone. Too much running around. Way too much running around.
Couple of primo scoring chances there. Kasich had one. Morrissey had one. Even Bolin Porter had a clean look. Couple of big saves from Aaron Taylor and a fortuitous bounce as well. And
Basie cleared the goal line.
Absolutely. Big time play there by the assistant captain. Off the draw, Patrick Tundle comes through the neutral zone. Trying to go through 3 hat tricks, though, and that doesn't work out for him. And now Corey Anderson just plays it back to center. Basie across for Paisano. Paisano looks to get it out to Simonetta and plays it all the way into the Danbury zone. This will be another icing on the Thunder. 12 minutes exactly left here in period number 2. Our only goal of the second period came from Shane Morrissey, and that's given Danbury a 3-2 lead.
Yeah, not sure what Evgeny Demon wasn't happy about. I feel like he felt like his stick was held on the way out of the zone there, forcing him to lose the race.
At the risk of jinxing things tonight, this has been a pretty clean game as far as infractions go.
Kiss of death, Gary. Kiss of death.
Sorry about that. Off the draw in the corner. Tough angle from Bronner. Bounced off Taylor, but it came to Simonetta. Evgeny Demon. He'll carry it through. Plays it ahead for Mark Anthony. Tries to streak through 2 hat tricks, but that's a nice poke check by Bolin Porter. Gets it to Levesque, but Municello steals. He'll just backhand it off the wall. Gavrick can't get it by Demon. And Evgeny Demon can't get by him once he got into the zone. Levesque's clearing attempt kept in by Municello. He gets it to Simonetta. Nice little back pass, but Johnny Ruiz with good defense. Paisano will just hammer it into the Danbury zone. The Thunder had to clear, and they do. Now, Bolin Porter will look to get out for the HatTricks. He'll play it off the wall. Bit too far for Levesque. Charlie Penz has it there. Penz to Paisano. 11-10 left. Simonetta at the blue line. Nearly threw Taylor cutting offside, but waited just long enough to get it to McIntosh with a rising shot. Shoulder save there by McGuckin, and now it's loose in the corner. McIntosh and Bolin Porter battle for it. Gavrick comes away with it. He'll wind it around behind. Bronner gets to it. Charlie Penz was kind of caught in between, and now Ruiz gets behind him. Johnny Ruiz tried to throw it to the slot. That pass was blocked by Bryce Litke, but it gets to Bronner in the circle. A shot saved Taylor. Loose at the side of the net. It's still loose inside Charlie Penn's skates, and finally gets to the mid of Taylor. And then Taylor cutting. A little push there for Levesque on the way by.
Good save once again by Aaron Taylor. And like the first period, the HatTricks proving why they're the top offensive team in the Federal Hockey League. Pucks to the net, pucks to the net, pucks to the net, then you crash.
McIntosh and Anderson will work on the draw here. Anderson with the win. Brown at the point. Shot blocked. Now here comes Taylor cutting with a chance to get a break. He's in all alone on McGuckin. He shoots and he scores! Taylor cutting on a breakaway. Ties the game at 3.
Defense leads to offense, Gary, and Taylor cutting, blocks the shot, comes back the other way, and he scores. He was thinking shot the whole way. Has a word for McGuckin on the way by. He's more than fired up, and it's 3-3.
Beats McGuckin to the short side to tie the game at 3. 6th goal of the season for Taylor Cutting, and it's interesting, you don't necessarily think of him as an offensive player, but you mentioned since he's gone full-time as a forward over the last couple of weeks, played really well offensively last night. Had a couple of good chances, worked well with that line, and man, his hard work paid off there, and we're tied at 3 with 10:30 to go. Danbury will look to answer quickly. Morrissey, Anderson in the circle, shot save, Aaron Taylor. This time no rebound as Shinkarik goes by. With 10:23 left, we'll get a face-off to Aaron's right.
Well, that's huge. The media timeout about to come up. 23 seconds minimum, we should say here. 3-3 game. Once again, these two teams, they just play each other so tight. And I'm telling you, it's the two different types of play.
Anderson off the draw. The puck came loose right back to him in the circle. And another tough save for Aaron Taylor, and we'll get another face-off in the same spot.
5 seconds run off the clock on a play that lasted about 2.
Anderson, Shinkarik, Morrissey. Kenny Garrett from the point. Shot deflected by Morrissey. He's got the puck behind the net. Throws it right in front to Shinkarik. And another big save by Aaron Taylor. Boy, number 39 has been stellar tonight for the Silver and Black.
Oh, that's a good pass from behind the net. That's a great pass. The saucer pass right on the tape of Shinkarik. Unfortunately for him, Taylor comes all the way out and meets him at the puck. All he's got to shoot at is that Thunder logo.
Same line out for the HatTricks. Puck loose in the circle. This time Evgeny Demon gets to it. Plays it off the wall, but Listmeyer immediately plays it right back in. Now the puck's right in the skate of Morrissey. That caused him to be behind on the pass. Now Simonetta comes in on a break. He shoots and McGuckin makes the save. Give Cruz Listmeyer credit for hustling back to at least kind of annoy Simonetta a bit and kind of limit what he could do there on the break.
That was a huge play by Listmeyer. All Simonetta could do was shoot. He couldn't pull it to the backhand. He didn't have time. He couldn't make a move.
Evgeny Demon seems to be finding his legs. You talked about his importance last night. He has had some stellar setups, and he's responsible for the stretch pass there to hit Simonetta with a chance on the break. But again, McGuckin with a big save. That brings us to the media timeout where we are tied at 3. Let's talk a little bit about the point you were just making about the way these two teams just kind of seem to, this is the MO. If you go back to the first trip to Danbury, the last time Danbury was here, they just kind of, it's like, roundhouse after roundhouse, back and forth, back and forth. Every game, aside from the Thunder victory, has been a 1-goal game in the third period.
Who's going to score the last goal? That's what it seems like it's going to be. Who's going to score the last goal? Because chances are it's going to be tied up for a while. And even if it's not tied up, that 1-goal game, you never see that 2-goal lead come, like you said. And that's been big for Delaware all season. They really have never gotten that 2-3 goal lead, which is so important because that's when you start getting the confidence.
Right. Well, Danbury, and the other point too that we talked about before the second period was, could Delaware kind of limit Danbury's offensive zone time? I think they've done better here in the second period. Face off to the left of McGuckin.
They've done a bit better, Gary, but still the puck spends way too much time in there, and Aaron Taylor's made 4 or 5 phenomenal saves this period.
Kasich with Gil Martin streaking towards the front of the net. He deflects it, but it goes wide behind the net. Now at the side of the net, it's loose. Evgeny Demon looks to skate away with it. Gil Martin bothers him from behind, but he skates around Bolin Porter and right around the red line, around Stevie Brown as well. Drop pass, Simonetta. That shot's well wide. Kasich will look to get to it as Pens pinches. Pens wipes him out, but Bolin Porter gets to the puck. Tried to get it through the legs of Mark Anthony Simonetta, and he couldn't. Municello looks to settle things down. Paisano with the puck now.
I think it was a benefit going down to the ice early there because Charlie Pens had him lined up the whole way.
Kenny Garrett with a steal at the red line. Drop pass for Kasich, but Demon had gotten back to defend. Now it's loose in the corner. Evgeny has it, plays it off the wall. Charlie Pens looks to clear it out, gets it to Simonetta. He fumbles the puck a bit and loses it to Kasich. Gil Martin now goes down after the hit from Paisano. Now here comes Demon the other way. Little 3-on-2 working here for Delaware. Shot by Simonetta is deflected wide. Kenny Garrett goes hard into the boards of his own doing. But the puck comes loose to Gavrik. Gavrick's going to circle back now. Down to 8:40 left here in the second. Tied at 3.
And Evgeny Demon come off the ice a little slow. They're not sure if he's just gassed or if he's a little banged up.
Gavrik continues to hold. Finally, he'll hand it off to Johnny Ruiz, who will look to skate through center. And he does. Cross the blue line. Right from the slot blocker save Aaron Taylor. Levesque gets to the rebound. He plays it back behind for Ruiz. Johnny holds. Looking for something to open up there in the slot. He'll throw it to the side of the net. Now a bouncing puck popped up in the air. And Aaron Taylor has to glove that down as McIntosh and Bronner were battling at the side of the cage.
Too easy through the neutral zone for Johnny Ruiz. Just stick swinging at him. You got to put a body on him. Johnny Ruiz is a player that's crafty. He's going to work right around the stick checks.
8:12 to go. Ruiz will go back to the bench. Can't make that change. Although Johnny seems to be a little shaken up. Put a hand to the back, so they're going to allow the change here. Shinkarik will come in to take the draw against McIntosh. Ruiz sort of holding his side. I'll tell you, I did notice between the second and third period last night, Ruiz was getting sick on the Danbury bench. So I don't know if he's dealing with maybe an illness. So either way, we'll keep an eye on that. Stretch pass for Shinkarik. Walks right into the Delaware zone. Quick shot. Blocker save Aaron Taylor. It's along the sidewall. Masters wipes out. He wanted a call, and we're going to get it. Trip. I think they're going to get Bronner for the trip. So the Thunder are going to go to the power play as we're tied at 3. And you almost feel sort of the trepidation in the building because of late, Levesque actually going to the box. Of late, when the Thunder go to the power play, you have to be weary of the shorthanded chances that the other teams have been the benefactor of.
Well, they got to be smart. They got to get pucks on net and get pucks on net often. Take away the eyes of McGuckin because look who's going to be in front of the net. Big number 33, Tony Paisano.
So Levesque will go off for a trip. Looks like Municello will take the spot on the point. As Paisano, as you said, he'll try to set up camp right in front of McGuckin. Face-off win for Danbury. And Brown gets it out, Shinkarik, and he'll just fire it all the way into the Delaware zone. And you talked about this last night, Mikey. Losing face-offs in the offensive zone is another way to kind of kill a power play.
Yeah, it is. And as soon as you lose that face-off, that opening face-off, it's trouble. Listmeyer sent it the length, and now Charlie Pens has to go back and chase once again.
And his pass eludes Evgeny Demon, but he gets to Municello. Tommy gets it to Evgeny. Nice little pass back to Municello in the slot. Shoot, score! Thomas Municello! His second of the night, his fourth of the weekend, and finally the Thunder crack in on the power play, and they bring the boom and a 4-3 lead.
Thomas Municello, what a beauty, eh? Gets right to the slot, undresses Steve Brown, and fires it over the glove.
He has doubled his season goal total over the last 2 days. Came into last night's game with 4 on the year, scored a pair last night, he's got a pair tonight, and the Thunder are up 4-3 with 7:16 left in the second.
That's good.
Well, now the key will be keeping Danbury from answering quickly. That's kind of been the MO of this game thus far. The Thunder will score, and then the HatTricks find a way to score, usually in the next minute or two. So the Thunder will look to try to survive a wave here that that's coming from Danbury. Colin Edwards tries to skate through to Cristofaro. Wraparound attempt in front. And Anderson couldn't get a stick on it, but it comes back to Gavrick. Shot from the point deflected. Taylor got a piece of that as it goes wide to the far wall. DeCristofaro loses his stick. Gavrick keeps it into the blue line, but now Eric Masters is able to get it back to center.
That Zamboni door is always dangerous.
Puck loose behind the Danbury net. Bolin Porter will just backhand it along for Gavrick. 6:30 to go. Cutting with a bump on Gavrick, but Danbury with the puck. Corey Anderson skates around Dunford. He'll wind and fire one. High rising shot. But Aaron Taylor's able to snatch that with the glove, and he'll hold for a faceoff with 6:26 to go.
No danger on that shot as it was sailing over the net, but Aaron Taylor smartly gloved it down to get a whistle.
Well, we've seen what those bounces off the back wall can do. It was helpful in the goal for Shane Morrissey. Johnny Ruiz back on the ice. Glad to see he's okay. Face-off with Dunford, another win for Ruiz. Brown will play it in deep. Bronner gets to it behind the net, but then he sort of overskates. And now Dunford plays it to Tundle. Tundle across for Bryce Litke. Backhand pass, Brennan Young. He hits Demon on the fly, or Dunford on the fly. Patrick Tundle. He'll just fire it in deep. Goes off the blocker of McGuckin and into the nettings. Now we'll get a face-off to Thomas's right.
Looks like that's another broken stick for Dan DeCristofaro.
Uh-oh.
He can't keep a stick for more than a couple of days, I've noticed, and he's always asking me for a new one, so now I see why.
You got to get him. You got to order him some of the sticks you did for Municello this week.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Now you got a little bounce in there on the wall. Patrick Tundle took a big hit from Kenny Garrett. I'm not sure why they blew the whistle there.
Garrett gave him a shot up high, and he's going to go.
I didn't see the arm up, so good catch there, Mikey. So Garrett, who, of course, took that hit from Christers Bormanis early on in the game last night and didn't return. Oh, are they going to send off Tundle, too?
They're sending off Tundle?
Yeah.
Oh, for what?
They're giving Tundle 2 minutes for roughing. Wow. I guess they're going to say the hit came late, but it was right around a whistle. I don't know that I like that call so much.
I wouldn't call either if you're going to call both.
Yeah, so instead of a power play for Delaware, we'll play 4-on-4, which, as we saw last night, this definitely plays to the advantage of Danbury. A bit more speed. We saw Bolin Porter take advantage, and that's what led to his goal last night was 4-on-4 play. Shinkarik off the draw, gets it to the corner. Gavrick, a little touch pass back to Carter. He'll circle back. The Thunder faithful trying to rev up the Delaware Thunder on the ice. Nice move there by Morrissey as he skates around Simonetta. Backhand pass for Shinkarik is caught in the skates of DeCristofaro. And now here comes Simonetta the other way with Demon. DeCristofaro joins the rush. Simonetta in the slot. Daniel DeCristofaro kind of fumbles the puck a bit. Give credit to Morrissey for good defense there, but Daniel gets it back. Right into the circle, caught Simonetta on the backhand. Mark plays it to the point. Pens a wind and fire, and that's patted away by McGuckin. In the corner, Morrissey and Bolin Porter battle. Simonetta throws it in front, comes to Demon. He falls, gets back up, still has the puck, and then his shot's deflected by Gavrick, and a souvenir for one of the Thunder faithful.
5:16 to go in period number 2. Play a 4-on-4 for another minute 14 as that puck was deflected up and out of play.
Paisano and Basie come out on the blue line. McIntosh and Municello. It's Anderson, Gilmartin, Brown, and Listmeyer for Danbury. Or Anderson wins the draw. Cruz Listmeyer tried to play it behind the net, but he's pressured by Municello. Now he's holding Tommy in the corner there. They let that go. Brown gets to the puck, but then he wipes out. A little bump from McIntosh. Corey Anderson will play it to Listmeyer. Under a minute left in the 4-on-4.
With the size there, Gary, you're surprised McIntosh was able to knock down Brown, but he's a gritty player, Evan McIntosh.
No offense to Evan, but I have a feeling a little bit of off-balanceness for Brown led to that. Corey Anderson walks in, shot off the blocker of Taylor. It's loose in front, and Anderson knocks that one wide. Gilmartin battling in the corner with Evan McIntosh now. Puck still in skates, played along by Alex Basie. Backhand pass to Municello. 30 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. Thomas will just turn back and try to restart this breakout. Evan McIntosh to Basie. Alex skates it back to the neutral zone. He'll get it into the hat-trick zone, and now he turns. Just backhands one towards the goaltender, McGuckin. Bit of a dangerous play there for Alex as they were changing forwards. Now that puck gets deflected into the netting as Paisano let Cruz Listmeyer know that he was around. 4:10 to go, 8 seconds left on the 4-on-4.
And to me, this is like a penalty kill for Delaware. I know it's 4-on-4, but how fast the HatTricks are and how big they are, this is nice to get rid of it and get back to 5-on-5 play.
They go back to Johnny Ruiz and Phil Bronner here. Gavrick, Bull, and Porter. Johnny Ruiz wins another face-off. And Gavrick shovels it along to Bull and Porter. He's got to backhand it back to Gavrick because he was pressured by Masters. Taylor cutting pinches, but Bull and Porter gets around him. And watch out. This is what he did last night on the 4-on-4. Even though the 4-on-4 is over, Bull and Porter throws it in front. Ruiz with a shot, and he scores. The pass was intended for Levesque. It missed Levesque, but Johnny Ruiz was right in the right spot, which we say all the time. And through a screen, beats Aaron Taylor top shelf, and we're tied at 4.
Yeah, it's a great play from behind the net by Bull and Porter. Gets it out to the front to Johnny Ruiz, and he scores over the glove of Aaron Taylor.
Second goal in 2 nights for Johnny. It's his 20th of the year. And again, a 4-4 tie. As we said, the back and forth between these two squads continues.
Right, you can't break open the 2-goal lead. Yesterday, the 2-goal lead with the empty net. Okay.
Right.
Not the same as a normal 2-goal lead during the game. It just doesn't come between these two teams.
Johnny Ruiz wins another face-off. Stevie Brown's pass a bit too far for Levesque. Should be icing, and it is. So they'll go back to the other end with 3:42 to go.
3:42, Gary, correct, in period number 2. Both teams looking to keep it where it's at minimum in this period. Nobody wants to be down going into period number 3.
So, of course, remember the Thunder are trying to snap an 8-game losing streak. The HatTricks are riding a 4-game winning streak. So not a lot of people expected the kind of hockey that we've seen this weekend, unless they've watched these two teams play throughout the year. Off the face-off, Danbury's able to get it out of their zone. Johnny Ruiz tries to walk through the slot, gets to Daniel DeCristofaro, and he clears it back to center where Stevie Brown knocks it down. He'll backhand it into the Delaware zone. Cristofaro looks to break out again. His pass for cutting, broken up by Bronner, but it gets back to Taylor. He bumps Listmeyer at the blue line. DeCristofaro is able to keep it in. Plays it into the corner. Looking for Masters. Now behind the net, 4 players tangle, and Levesque comes away with the puck. He'll just throw it off the wall. Looking for an outlet to Shinkarik. Works the puck away from Charlie Penz. Backhand pass. Bronner, backhand shot. That's blocked by DeCristofaro. And now a long pass. That's a beautiful play by Gavrick. Sprawling to knock that one out of play because Brennan Young was wide open, ready to go on a break for the Thunder.
Yeah, if you're Dan DeCristofaro, you got to get that puck elevated out of the neutral zone.
So another souvenir into the Delaware stands. So looks like the face-off is going to come at center here. Brian Dunford will take the draw. He's out with Patrick Tundle and Brennan Young. Shinkarik out with Morrissey and Kasich. Dangerous line here for the HatTricks. Shinkarik, a little touch pass for Morrissey. Shane gets across the blue line and just throws it cross ice into the corner looking for Kasich. Kasich bumps with Paisano. Anthony gets the puck to Tundle. 2:40 left, tied at 4. Patrick Tundle will chip it into the corner and then chase. Over skates, but Brennan Young will get there. Gavrick wiped out. Brennan Young turns, fires a shot, and that's deflected off the stick of Carter Shinkarik. It goes into the rafters, and we'll get another face-off.
I never understand a hockey arena with a short ceiling, Gary, but we have one here. It gets high when you get to the tippy top, but
right.
It's a long way up till you get there. So, once again, I really need to see Delaware, when they get that 1-goal lead, step on the throat, for lack of better terms, of the opposing team. You know, you see good teams do it in every league in Delaware. That's something they got to start doing more regularly.
Nice outlet pass to Colin Edwards. Watch for the streaking Gil Martin. Tried to get it to him in front. Aaron Taylor, I think, got a piece of that and at least sent it wide. Back to the point, Gavrick. He'll throw it in front. That's deflected by Anderson wide. It's behind the net. Gil Martin battling away with Brian Dunford. Gets to the puck. Threw it into the slot, but it's too far for Edwards. And now Patrick Tundle the other way. Trying to get around Bull and Porter. Good defense there by Kendall. But his outlet didn't get past Brennan Young, and Brennan's able to keep it in the Delaware zone. Tundle turns and fired one towards the net, but it was deflected, and now Colin Edwards will work it out for Danbury. His pass in the skates of Gil Martin. And now the HatTricks will go for a change. DeCristofaro will look to take advantage. He comes around his own net with speed. Works through Johnny Ruiz. Gets around Bronner as well. Across the blue line. Into the corner. Now he'll turn. Throws one in front. Was trying to get to Simonetta. Good defense by Johnny Ruiz. But now back the other way. Levesque trying to streak around Evgeny Demon. Good hustle back by Demon to get to him. And now Charlie Penz, his clearing attempt intercepted by Ruiz. Winds and fires one from the circle. and Aaron Taylor makes the save. No rebound. Face-off coming with 1:19 left.
1:19 to go, and Aaron Taylor's been the difference again tonight. I know it's 4-4. Nothing away from Thomas McGuckin. He's been good, too.
But McGuckin has been good, but hasn't faced nearly the onslaught that Taylor has. Aaron's been stellar. Off the draw, Simonetta, right in front of the Danbury bench. Gets it to Municello. He'll just backhand one in on McGuckin. Thomas will cover up. We'll get another face-off. 1:06 left here in the second period.
Yeah, and now we see this line back together, Demon Municello and Mark Anthony Simonetta. And this is a tough game for Delaware. No Kieran Devine, no Christers Bormanis, and no Jordan Clark. That's tough.
Right. Well, not to mention the absence of Anton Kalinin, who really has emerged as one of the best scorers for the Thunder.
Right.
So, you're already working away. You're trying to make up for the absence of, or I should say the trades of Contrado and Marker, and then Kalinin's gone. So, credit to the guys that have stepped up this weekend as the Thunder have put up 8 goals, which they hadn't even scored that many during their losing streak. Puck loose just inside the Danbury blue line, but Demon gives it away. Now here comes Morrissey the other way. Across the blue line. He'll wait. Holds. Was looking for a trailer. That pass was too far, and now Simonetta. Kendall, Bolin, Porter streaking back, and a quick shot from Simonetta. Nearly handcuffed McGuckin, but he does a good job to hold on. We'll get another face-off. 33.2 seconds left in the second period.
Yeah, McGuckin pinned that with the blocker up against his chest. He looked like he crept just a second behind him there to see if it rolled out, but he had it covered and got the whistle with just 33.2 to go in a tied second period. 4-4 here in Delaware.
38 shots on the game for Danbury, 22 for Delaware. So 34 saves already tonight for Aaron Taylor. Off the draw, Kasich. He'll just shovel one on the backhand all the way back into the Delaware zone. Paisano will track it down. We're down to 20 seconds left. One last rush potentially here for Delaware. Pass gets through Cutting, but it's off his skate. McGuckin plays it to Brown. Brown trying to back away from Masters. Under 10 seconds left. Puck pinned along the boards there. Finally breaks loose. It looks like we're going to come to the end of the period. Johnny Ruiz has it in the circle, and we're at triple zeros. That's going to be the end of the second period. Score is 4-4. We'll give you a quick scoring summary from that second period. 4 minutes in, even strength. Shane Morrissey scores with assists from Carter Shinkarik and Colin Edwards. That gave Danbury a 3-2 lead. But then on a breakaway, 5 minutes and 27 seconds later, unassisted, Taylor Cutting evens the game at 3. Less than 3 minutes later, Thomas Municello scores his second of the night on a good feed from Evgeny Demon to give Delaware a 4-3 lead on the power play. And then at 16:08, Johnny Ruiz on a beautiful feed from Kendall Bolin Porter. Nicola Levesque gets an assist as well. And that's where we stand at 4-4 after 2. We'll step aside for a moment. When we come back, we'll get you an update of scores from around the FHL. Actually, before we run off, you might be interested in what's happening in the NHL tonight, as a couple of local teams are going at it. The Philadelphia Flyers and the Washington Capitals. And that game was tied at 1 after one period of play. But Philly has broken open in the second period. They've tallied 3 goals, and those goals all came in less than a 2-minute span. Michael Raffel, Sean Couturier, James Van Riemsdyk all light the lamp for the Flyers, who lead 4-1 with about 4 minutes left in the second period there in Washington. So let's thank our fine sponsors here. We'll step aside for a minute, and then we'll come back, get you all set for third period action as for, again, we go to the third period all square. 4-4 between the Danbury HatTricks and the Delaware Thunder.
Delaware Thunder Hockey is brought to you in part by Betsy Ross Pizza, Brimminghorn Meadery, Duck Creek Printing, Gatehouse Media, M&T Bank, Easy Loans Incorporated, The Barn, Harrington Insurance, Big Oyster Brewery, 47 ABC, Delaware Prep Ice Hockey, Bridal Bit Liquors, Charlie's Painting, American Hockey Services, Forever Media, Applebee's Grill and Bar, Robert Webster Cosmetic and Family Dentistry, Delmarva Chiropractic and Wellness Center, First Aid Fabrication, Pizza King, Post-Acute Medical, Premier Orthopedic Bone and Joint Care, Holiday Inn Express, the Delaware State Lottery, Planet Fitness, Mission Barbecue, THG Transport Incorporated, the YMCA of Dover, CrossFit Dover, Texas Roadhouse, Urco Ceilings and Interiors, Chick-fil-A, MD Mechanical, Fine Line Website and IT Consulting, Super 8, Alpha Care Medical, and Bay Health. We'll be back with the next period's action coming up. You're watching Delaware Thunder Hockey on YouTube. For Mike Basile, I'm Gary Schofield. We'll be back to the action momentarily.
And welcome back to Thunderdome as we get you set for third period action. The Danbury HatTricks and Delaware Thunder tied at 4 here at the Center Ice Arena in Harrington. Alongside Mike Basile, I'm Gary Schofield. Let's give you the scoring update quickly from the second period. Shane Morrissey scores his 10th of the year, assisted by Shinkarik and Edwards. That gave Danbury a 3-2 lead. But then Taylor Cutting on a breakaway. He nets his 6th of the season. And then a few minutes later, Thomas Muticello, his 2nd of the night, 8th of the year from Evgeny Demon, gave the Thunder a 4-3 lead. But then Johnny Ruiz with the equalizer, his 20th of the year from Bolin Porter and Levesque. And that's where we stand as we head to the third, tied at 4. And it's kind of like a broken record with these two teams playing such a tight battle as we head into the final frame.
Well, it wasn't 4-4 to start the third period yesterday, but it was 4-4 in the third period yesterday. So now we will just start this period at 4-4. And Danbury got the home weekend after this, so this is going to have huge implications for next weekend. I know you have the 6 days to forget it if you lose and move on, but it's so important to get these 3 points, especially for Delaware, because Menor is struggling big time.
Right, down 7-2 to Columbus tonight. I actually think that game's gone final. It started at 6 o'clock this afternoon. There was a lot of jawing back and forth early on in this game, a lot of physicality. That seems to have subsided, as seems the focus now is to come away with the 3 points in the victory.
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, you look early in this contest, there were a couple bodies being thrown around, and there was a couple chirps back and forth that you could even hear from up here, if we're being honest. But you look at this game, and now you say, okay, 20 minutes to get a huge 3 points. Delaware needs to start making up some points on Menor. They play them a couple more times. They play Battle Creek a couple times. Those are points that Delaware needs to win. This point against the top team in the East, these are 3 important points.
As we get set to start the third period, it looks like Danbury will go with Corey Anderson, Shane Morrissey, Matthias Kasich up front, Bolin Porter and Gavrick on the blue line. It's Demon, Muticello, Simonetta, Penns, and DeCristofaro for the Thunder as we are underway here in period number 3, tied at 4. Kasich and Muticello come together there after the faceoff. Somebody yelled interference from the Delaware bench. No call, however. Kasich will dump it in. He gets a shoulder from Muticello for his trouble. But behind the net, DeCristofaro settles it down. Crowd getting into it. The old Thunder pack making their presence felt here at Thunderdome. Daniel DeCristofaro backhands into the Danbury zone. It eludes Bolin Porter. But he gets back to it, shovels it along to Gavrick, who nearly gave it away to Muticello. But Demon gets to it just inside the blue line. His pass only gets about halfway down the wall before Bolin Porter takes it away. Gavrick loses it going into the Delaware zone. Takes a bump from Charlie Penns, but holds on to the puck. Right into the high slot. Tried to get it down low. DeCristofaro broke up the pass. And now Evgeny Demon looks to skate away, and he does. Muticello's going to come off for a quick change. Stick from Gavrick sends that one into the rafters, and we get a whistle.
Lucky fan over there in the general admissions section. Puck bounced up. She caught it on the way down off the ceiling here, so that's pretty impressive.
That was a good play. Let's see if we can't sign her up for my son's baseball team. We could use a few kids that could catch on that squad.
Gary, how old you got to be to play that? I don't know if she's going to make the cutoff.
Hey, listen. What is it? Photoshop is a wonderful thing these days. You do all sorts of crazy things with birth certificates. Off the face-off, Stevie Brown plays it deep into the Delaware zone. Taylor Cutting got it just past Cruz Listmeyer, but this is going to go all the way down. Although now it looks like they waved the icing off, so play continues. Levesque, after Brown kind of pinned Evan McIntosh there, and Levesque gets back to it. He'll fakes the wind and almost a little change up there as he just glided into the top of the circle before snapping that shot off, but Aaron Taylor makes the save.
Yeah, it did look like a bit of a change-up because Aaron Taylor looked like he was ready to catch and he slowed down and then made the play. A bit of scare there for Aaron Taylor, actually.
Face-off will come to his left. 18:35 to go. Carter Shinkarik, goal scorer tonight, takes the draw with Dunford. Patrick Tundle came away with it initially, but then the puck ends up on the stick of Kasich, who snaps his shot from the high slot, and Aaron Taylor makes another glove save. That's now 40 shots on the night for the HatTricks. Taylor's made 36 stops.
With 18:29 to go in the third. That's a lot of shots already from a HatTricks team who's not known for putting up a ton of shots, just known for scoring a ton of goals.
Yeah, last night I think they only had 30 for the entire game. 38 through the first 2 periods tonight. Pass across ice for Brennan Young. Trying to get around Bolin Porter. Gets a little help from the linesman there as well. Oh, Dunford with a big hit on Bolin Porter in the corner. Puck comes free. Patrick Tundle. But now he loses on the poke check from Shinkarik, and Gavrik comes away with it. He'll play it to Morrissey. Quick pass through the neutral zone. Kasich. And now the linesman gets in the way again. Little lead block there for Kasich. Pucks to Morrissey. Back to the blue line. Shinkarik tried to slap one, but didn't get a whole lot on it. And now Brennan Young stick handles around a couple of Danbury defenders. Licky gets it back to Brennan. Steps around Shinkarik. Tried to feather one through the slot to Demon. Now a turning shot from Young. I don't think McGuckin ever saw that, but it went wide. In the corner now. Young gets back to it. To the point to Cristofaro. He'll slap one. Through traffic, McGuckin gloves it down. A couple of shoves in the back to Patrick Tundle as the face-off will come in front of the Danbury netminder.
Brennan Young can stick handle in a phone booth. He's got such quick hands. I love to see it when it's on display. I'd like to see him shoot the puck a little bit more, though, for sure.
Demon, Municello, Simonetta out now. Corey Anderson on the draw for Danbury. Garrett plays it along. Gil Martin into the zone. Anderson in the slot, shot and a save. Taylor. Quick one-timer there from Corey Anderson, and Aaron Taylor again up to the task.
Gil Martin got the worst of it, but he took the hit and he made the play, exactly what you're supposed to do. And Aaron Taylor makes another huge stop. 41 shots now, but Gary, how many have been prime A real estate shots?
A lot of shots from that high slot area. Wide open looks for Danbury. Taylor's been great tonight, keeping the Thunder in this game. Puck comes loose along the near wall. Municello pass nearly intercepted by Colin Edwards, and now he's able to strip it away from Demon. And he'll just backhand it into the Delaware zone. DeCristofaro plays it along, but Edwards is right there. Throws it in front. Back on the stick of DeCristofaro. He's hoping for Gil Martin in the slot. They can't get it out of the zone, though, as Garrett keeps it in. Paisano will chase into the corner. 3 minutes into the third period, still tied at 4. Now here comes Thomas Municello. He works around one defender. Drop pass, trying to get Evgeny Demon, but he missed him. And now Gil Martin chases the puck, but Paisano plays it back into the Danbury zone. Kenny Garrett will bounce it off the back wall. Kendall Bolin Porter now. Through center. Passes to himself, but then just wipes out. That's a fortunate break for the Thunder as Pens is able to get it back to center.
That red line can be slippery, Gary.
Puck's in skates now. Basie tried to poke it away, but it gets to Levesque. Levesque circle shot, and again, point-blank range. But Taylor makes another big save.
That puck was on edge when Nikola Levesque shot it. Tried to fire it over the glove of Aaron Taylor, but when the puck's rolling like that, if you just get it going towards the net, it's a pretty good job usually.
Face-off coming to the left of Taylor. Johnny Ruiz on the dot with Evan McIntosh. Ruiz has been phenomenal on face-offs this weekend, and he wins another. Gavrik to Bronner. Back to Gavrik. High slot shot that goes wide. Bronner with a side angle shot. Not sure if Taylor got a piece of that or not. Deflection in the slot by Ruiz, and that goes wide and behind the net. Gavrik pinches around Taylor cutting. Keeps it in. One-timer Levesque with a shot, and Aaron Taylor able to make the save. He didn't even realize it was under his right pad.
Danbury pouring it on now. 4 minutes into the third period, and Aaron Taylor has been equal to every task thus far.
You know, Taylor Cutting had a chance to get that puck out of the zone, but just kind of was waiting for it at the blue line, and Gavrik took advantage to set up that chance. Shinkarik and Dunford on the draw here. Win for Danbury. Shot from Morrissey. Taylor got just enough of it to send it into the corner. Now they battle for it along the wall. Patrick Tundle, his pass goes back to center, so the HatTricks have to retreat from the zone. Morrissey plays it back to Bolin Porter along the near wall. Kasich now. Kasich to Gavrik. 15:45. Someone's looking to break the tie here. Shinkarik carries across the blue line. Backhand pass to Morrissey in the circle. Throws one in front. Paddle down. Score on the rebound. Matthias Kasich. Kind of an innocent-looking shot from Morrissey along the goal line. Taylor paddled it down, but right onto the stick of Kasich, who beats Aaron Taylor and gives the HatTricks a 5-4 lead.
It's a good play by Kasich. You get the puck to the front of the net. He takes the first whack, nothing on it. Second whack, looks like it went right under the blocker of Aaron Taylor.
13 goals now in the year for Matthias Kasich, and the HatTricks have the 1-goal lead. 15:35 left in the third period. Shinkarik and Demon on the draw. Brown has it. Can't get it through Municello. They battle for it. Kasich gets it ahead to Shinkarik. High slot again. turns around Pisano, muted shot, paddled aside by Taylor, and now Municello ahead to Demon. Demon and Simonetta, Marks in the zone. Oh, looked like he was offside, but the play continues. Demon now goes down, throws it in front. It was off the skate of Kasich in the high slot and cleared all the way down. I thought we were going to get a penalty as well on the takedown of Demon, but no dice there.
Well, we were offside, Delaware was,
Absolutely.
And then Steve Brown got away with a trip, so I like that you kind of let both go at least then.
Kendall Porter blazed it ahead. Levesque finally comes away with it at the red line. Walks in, high rising shot goes over the blocker of Taylor, and then Levesque gets buried by Paisano, but Bolin Porter's got the puck in the high slot. Backhand shot, that's knocked down by Paisano. Bronner nearly came away with it, but instead it's Simonetta trying to get through Gavrik. Good work there by the Danbury defenseman. He'll play it off the wall for Levesque. He fumbles for a moment, enough to get Demon to get the puck to Simonetta. He works around Bolin Porter, shoots at a blocker, save McGuckin as it goes into the corner, and Danbury looks to clear the zone, but they can't. Demon comes away with it, but now through the skates of Bronner. It gets back to center, and here comes Levesque. Nikola Levesque, drop past Johnny Ruiz, goes off the end of his stick for a moment, so he's got to retreat. But then plays it into the corner, and Colin Edwards will carry all the way around, but then he fans on his pass. Evgeny Demon now will look to get it out. He just lofts one back to center. That's off the glove of Garrett, and now we get a whistle. And call that a hand pass, because Garrett wasn't the first to play the puck after playing it with the glove. 13:55 to go. HatTricks up 5-4.
Puck was knocked down with the hand pass, and that's the whistle. Mark Anthony Simonetta in all alone, and he threw it off the blocker of McGuckin. A huge save by not the biggest netminder in the league.
But at the time of his SPHL call-up, he led the FHL with 12 victories, so he's looking for number 13 tonight. McIntosh steals a pass, walks into the Danbury zone, fires a shot. That's deflected by Brown and gets into the netting. We'll get another whistle with 13:45 to play.
That's been a matchup to watch, McIntosh and Brown. It seems like those two have been out against each other quite a bit. This is one of those cases.
Oh, now we get a little extra action. Basie, he's getting tangled up with the newest member of the HatTricks, Gil Martin. Now Masters and Colin Edwards together. Brown and Taylor Cutting are hugging. I'm sorry, that's Taylor Cutting. Oh, now we're going to go. Eric Masters. Eric Masters is going to go with Colin Edwards. While the other action is a long way. Masters with a couple of rights. Now he's got the helmet off, and they both go down, and they'll break that up. I believe that's the first time I've seen Eric Masters drop the gloves this year.
He fought in Watertown, Gary.
Okay.
He won that fight as well, and this time it didn't look like he wanted to go all that much, but Edwards just said, let's go, let's go. Edwards is a little hippie coming over to the bench.
I was going to say, I think he took the worst of that fall and the takedown there. But now the conversation is continuing between Basie and Gil Martin. And it's interesting, too. You know, Gil Martin, it's his first night with Danbury. You know, maybe just trying to make his mark. But he's done a lot of chirping on the bench tonight as well.
At this point, I question how it hasn't been broken up yet.
Right. So they'll all part ways. It looks like we're probably just going to get the fighting majors to Masters and Edwards, and we'll continue to play 5-on-5.
That's what it should be. I don't want to call either of those for...
Well, I got to be honest, I had lost the memory of why the whistle had actually blown in the first place.
Right, well, the whistle blew because the puck went out of play on that
right, on the
McIntosh
deflection.
shot.
Right.
And then I was looking, we were talking, and next thing you know, a brouhaha breaks out. An old-fashioned Donnybrook.
We were innocently discussing the fact that if you looked at Evan McIntosh and Stephen Brown standing next to each other, you would not expect them to be one of the best battles of the night throughout this game.
But they were.
It has been.
They have been.
So that looks like we got everything squared away. We will get the face-off to the left of Thomas McGuckin. And yes, Saturday night is all right for fighting. And that's exactly how we'll play it here, 5-on-5. Masters for Delaware, Edwards for Danbury in the sin bin.
The old sin bin.
13:45 to go. McIntosh still out with Cutting and Simonetta now. It's a different pairing with Masters now in the box. But coming away with the puck is Shane Morrissey. Streaking along, he's got Kasich. He just throws it through the slot. Aaron Taylor paddles it into the corner, but Matthias Kasich gets to it. Battling with Daniel DeCristofaro. Trying to reverse, and he does, and comes away with the puck. Nice work there by Kasich He eludes the stick check at Taylor Cutting and still continues to control the puck. Finally, DeCristofaro takes it away. They play it off the glass, and now we get a whistle. I think they're going to say it hit one of the sticks on the bench of the Delaware Thunder.
Eric Masters getting a cheer from the Thunder pack. He salutes them from the penalty box, and that's what you got to do if you're Eric Masters. He didn't want to fight. He didn't need to fight there,
right,
but he did, and hopefully that ignites this Delaware Thunder team.
Brian Dunford out with Patrick Tundle and Brennan Young. Johnny Ruiz, though, wins another faceoff. Brown will just play it around the boards. Bronner behind the net battles with Penz as the puck keeps going. Brennan Young gets to it. He'll shovel it out the center, just a bit over the head of Patrick Tundle, and Stevie Brown settles it down for Danbury.
Tundle can't play on your son's baseball team.
No. Ruiz plays it on further. Levesque will hammer it into the zone. Aaron Taylor knocks it down. Charlie Penz winds it around, but Bronner keeps it in. They'll chip it out the center on a play by Dunford, but it's right back to Danbury. Again, Bolin Porter wipes out. He's having trouble with that red line on the far side of the ice here. Second time this period he's lost his edge.
Look down at his skate. Maybe it is the skate, but maybe it's that red line also.
Ruiz lost the puck. Brennan Young overskated, and Danbury's able to keep it in. Comes back to Levesque in the corner. Nikola Levesque battling with Charlie Penz, but holding the puck. Throws it into the slot. Instead of finding Corey Anderson, he finds Patrick Tundle. Tundle's pass, though, blocked by Anderson. He gets back to it, and he'll have to retreat. Trying to use a little bit of a pick there from Paisano. Good work by Corey Anderson. It's off the stick of Brennan Young. Onside, no icing. Play continues. 12-10 to go here in the third period. Danbury holding a one-goal lead, and again, the linesman breaking up the play. And that time to the benefit of the Thunder for a moment. Kendall Bolin Porter spins away from Simonetta and gets it to Corey Anderson.
Well, there's always a debate, Gary, as to if there should be one less linesman or one less official on the ice.
Municello gets the puck away from Corey Anderson, but then he loses it as he heads into the Danbury zone. And Stevie Brown plays it back off the wall, and Corey Anderson will just dump it in. With his one-goal lead, Danbury seems pretty comfortable just playing the dump and chase game, keeping it away. Delaware's trying to keep everything to the outside from Danbury, and again, a pass into the slot stolen by Municello. He lofts one into the Delaware zone for Simonetta. Simonetta spins away from Lismeyer. Gets back to the puck at the top of the circle. Continues to hold along the wall. Now he works around Lismeyer. Oh, he had room if he wanted to go in front there, but instead reverse course. Back to Basie at the point. Basie will shovel it in behind. Takedown behind the net by Lismeyer, and they let that go? Wow.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
That's the thing that I am always confused by, though. How does the official standing right in front of it not call it, but the guy back on the red line does?
Well, it was definitely a penalty. He called the trip. I think it was a hold is what it was, as Simonetta got wrapped up. And look who's going back to the box. It's Lismeyer.
Lismeyer, who had 3 penalties in the second period alone last night, gets sent back to the box here. So 2 minutes. They're going to call it a trip, but either way, it's a power play for the Thunder. They cashed in on a power play finally last period. Thomas Municello, his second goal of the night. Off the draw, Johnny Ruiz wins it. Bolin Porter gets it to Levesque, who was able to clear it all the way down. Taylor will come out of his cage to play it. He's going to hand it off to Charlie Penz. 1:45 to go on the power play. Penz to Demon. Evgeny across the blue line. Spins back to the point. Oh, but a little too far for Penz. But he's able to backtrack and get to it before Johnny Ruiz did. Simonetta now plays onside, off the wall. Municello in the circle, but couldn't get the stick on the puck. Paisano. Penz at the point. Rising shot. That's deflected in the slot. I think Municello got a stick on it. That's a big save by McGuckin. Now they'll battle for it in the corner. Bolin Porter trying to keep it away from Demon. Played along further by Gavrick. He's able to clear it all the way through center. 1:10 left as Paisano takes a shot. I did not see who got to him. Demon. Drop pass for Brennan Young. Good poke there by Bronner. Shinkarik trying to get to it. Held up by McIntosh. Now he's out on a break. Right in front. Shot. Save Aaron Taylor. He's got it and he doesn't even realize it. Finally we get the whistle as Charlie Penz gave a little business to Shinkarik in the corner.
What a save by Aaron Taylor. Left, right went Shinkarik. He tried to slide it in the 5-hole. To no avail.
That would have been a backbreaker if they gave up another shorty in the third period.
Well, even though they don't score there, that can't happen again. You can't have these shorthanded breakaways.
Off the draw, McIntosh with the win. DeCristofaro will spin away from Bronner. But that pass, again, it's in the skates of McIntosh, and Bronner gets possession. Kills a little bit of time and then throws one through the Delaware zone right in on Aaron Taylor. Down to 35 seconds on the power play. Chance for one rush or setup here for the Thunder if they get into the zone quickly. DeCristofaro does. He'll play it along for Dunford. Dunford marked by Garrett, but gets it to McIntosh. McIntosh to Dunford in the circle as the Thunder look to set up. McIntosh at the point to Cristofaro. He'll wind and fire. Pad save McGuckin. Bounced right up in the air, and Brown's clearing attempt stolen by Cutting. Taylor just below the goal line, back to DeCristofaro. He winds and fires. Deflected, a rebound shot by Brennan Young. And I think Kenny Garrett got a stick on that to send that over the glass and into the netting.
Oh, and Brennan Young could have had one there. It got deflected up and out of play. 5 seconds left of the power play. 9:09 to the period.
Get a quick shot off the face-off here, potentially. But even more importantly, just gain possession. Try to set yourselves up until Listmeyer comes out of the box. And it looks like Kasich is preparing to come off the bench when Listmeyer's penalty expires. Shot from Basie is deflected at the blue line. Johnny Ruiz has the puck. Penalty time's up. Levesque now has it, and there goes Kasich. Sprinting in to the Delaware zone. Behind the nets, Johnny Ruiz. Levesque with a shot from the circle. And another save from Aaron Taylor. I think Nicola will tell you he would have liked to have got a little more steam on that one.
Yeah, not much room to shoot, though. Aaron Taylor came off his post just enough, and Levesque was in tight.
That'll bring us to the media timeout. 8:53 to go. Danbury leading 5-4 here. They've got the only tally here in the third period. As they are holding to a one-goal lead, they've outshot the Thunder 8-6. Matthias Kasich with the goal from Carter Shinkarik and Shane Morrissey. Morrissey, a 3-point night tonight, 4 points last night, 7 points for the weekend. So, all right, for the media timeout, what's Coach Lou Santini telling his troops here to try to crack the net here and tie things up?
Got to be crash the net. That's the only thing I can think. You're down a goal, 5-4. Defense step up into the rush, get pucks on net, and crash the net. It's got to be a simple game plan against the HatTricks.
Now, if you're Danbury at this point, do you expect them to maybe try to play keep away a little bit, or if they keep the pressure on, considering the number of good offensive scoring chances they've created tonight?
Well, I think they'll keep the pressure on for sure, but I do think if they get that red line and they see some opening, they'll chip it in.
Out of the timeout, they'll go Kasich, Levesque, Johnny Ruiz at center. It's the Demon line, Municello and Simonetta out for Delaware. Off the draw, it's going to be Municello carrying it out of the Delaware zone. Couldn't get it past Bolin Porter, though. Simonetta at the blue line. He'll just bang it in. McGuckin stops it behind the net. Gavrick has it there. Gavrick to Kasich. And Danbury easily out of their own zone. Kasich through center. Pass to Ruiz. Johnny trying to get around Bryce Lipke. Good defense there, but he does get it to Kasich in the corner. Gavrick at the blue line. He'll throw one in front. Puck's deflected. It's a save by Taylor. Now it's along the far wall. Nice keep by Gavrick initially, but now here comes Demon. Demon to Municello. Defense is back for Danbury. Municello touch pass to Demon. Good sliding play by Kasich to send Demon to the outside, and then his pass for Municello in the circle was deflected. Bryce Lipke gets to it before Levesque could. And now he'll just hold behind the net. 8 minutes to go.
Delaware's got to put the pedal to the metal here, Gary. They're down a goal, 5-4, just like they were yesterday at this point in the contest.
Evan McIntosh with a shot. That's blocked by Steve Brown, his nemesis tonight.
Those two can go back till yesterday. They were getting into it a bit, and then today, you saw during the little Donnybrook out there, those two got into it, and now Steve Brown seems to be matching up with Evan McIntosh. Here's Eric Masters out of the box.
Tundle will go to the bench as Masters has served his fighting major. McIntosh wins the draw. Pens at the point. Throws one towards the net, but it deflected and went high and up over McGuckin. Bronner plays it back in the corner to Brown. Brown will play it off the wall to Kenny Garrett as Danbury looks to get out. They don't mind killing some time this way either. 7.5 to go in the third. Touch pass for Corey Anderson. Comes through the neutral zone with speed. Tried to make a nifty move through DeCristofaro, but Daniel stood up tall. Poke checked it away from him, and then the puck goes off a member of the Delaware bench, so we'll get another stop.
Looks like it's Dunford in the bench there. 7:23 to go in period number 3. Puck comes back into Delaware ice.
It'll still be McIntosh, Masters, and Cutting for Delaware. Change for Danbury as they'll go with Carrick, Morrissey, and Edwards. Edwards has a few words for Masters. I would hope they're complimentary of his right hand after those two already went at it tonight. Off the draw, it's to Cristofaro. He'll play it to Eric Masters. Masters on the tape of McIntosh. Through center with speed. He'll play it into the corner. And try to battle Gavrick for the puck. It gets past Masters. Edwards fans on his clearing attempt, but is able to get it back to Gavrick. Gavrick will just backhand it along. Morrissey holds. Back to center. Colin Edwards. Shinkarik in the zone. Edwards just turns and looks. Top of the circle. Puck's just sitting there. Morrissey gets to it. Tries to throw it behind the net, but it bounces off the chest to Daniel DeCristofaro. But now he goes down. Shinkarik nearly came away with it. Morrissey now has it in the corner. Back to the point. Bolin Porter, his shot. Save Taylor. Loose behind the net and a wraparound attempt by Morrissey. Stopped by Taylor. And now Pens plays it off the wall. Cutting kicks it along deeper. And back to Pens behind the net. We're down to 6:20 to go here in the third period. Good pressure there and a good shift by the HatTricks. Cutting's pass. Dunford right off the bench. Walks through. Shot saved by McGuckin. Might have got a piece of the post as well. But now here comes Shane Morrissey. Shot wide. Dunford gets to it along the near wall. He'll go cross ice for Brennan Young. A bit behind him. And Brennan will just bury it in. He avoids the hit from Listmeyer. McGuckin winds it around the wall. Brennan can't keep it in. Now to go back to center. Basie to Paisano. We're down to 5:50. Alex Basie looking for a breakout. Dunford. He'll just shovel it into the Danbury zone. Patrick Tundle beats Stevie Brown there, but then didn't get the puck. Brown wipes out on his way by. Now Levesque will just playing off the glass. Now it's a race between Bronner and Paisano. Icing is the call against Danbury. The faceoff will come all the way back down. 5:31 left here in the third period with the HatTricks holding a one-goal lead.
Paisano looked like he slowed down a bit there, and Bronner wasn't happy about that, but hey, they still got the icing call. And the officials have no clue who was on the ice for Danbury.
Right. Well, it's interesting because the HatTricks were kind of in the midst of making a change, so I can imagine that can get confusing. Off the draw to Cristofaro. Smartly just plays it around behind the net because two HatTricks players were bearing down on him if he was going to try to take a shot. I think they're going to say that puck was deflected into the netting.
No, they're not.
Oh, no, they're going to call the delay of game. Is that Listmeyer again?
Yes.
Colin Edwards not happy with that call. But yes, the Cruz Listmeyer will go back to the box. And the Thunder will have another chance on the power play. Listmeyer's trying to tell him that he believes that the puck was deflected by Simonetta. But only the eyes of the referee matter. So Cruz Listmeyer, who at this point should be playing rent in the penalty box, as much as he's been in there this weekend.
And McGuckin giving some words to the official as well. And Gary, to be quite frank, it was tipped out of play.
I kind of thought it was too. So off the draw, we'll see if the Thunder can take advantage of that call. The puck gets over the stick of Bronner. Pens is able to keep it in momentarily, but then Bolin Porter plays it to Gavrick. He'll backhand it along. Still loose along the wall. Finally, Bolin Porter is able to get it out. I think it hit Charlie Pens, but it was able to get all the way into the Delaware zone. Simonetta will track it down. 1:35 left on the man advantage.
Gary, it's funny. We talked about a penalty. You can't usually argue delay of the game, but if you're Danbury and you're Cruz Listmeyer, you have a good argument there.
Absolutely. Puck dumped in from the red line. Evgeny Demon gets to it. Now Municello. But on this power play, the Thunder haven't had a chance to set up. Danbury's with an excellent kill thus far. Long pass by Taylor. Demon looking to catch Danbury in a change, and Paisano wasn't quite out of the zone yet, so it's offside.
Tough break for the Delaware Thunder. Could have been a 3-on-2 coming out the other way.
1:10 left on the man advantage. Face-off coming outside of the Danbury blue line as the Thunder will make a line change. They'll go with Dunford, McIntosh, Brennan Young, Taylor Cutting back on the point with Daniel DeCristofaro. Face-off win by McIntosh, but he won it so well that it went over the glass into the netting, and they'll just do it over again.
Face-off back right where it came from with Evan McIntosh. Good centerman, but Johnny Ruiz has been lights out in the dot.
He sure has. Yes, Brennan Young pinching in a little too much there. McIntosh gets the win on that draw. And now Taylor Cutting firing it in from the red line. But again, Garrett gets to it. He'll bang it off the wall. DeCristofaro is able to keep, though. And now Brennan Young. Delaware will look to spread it out a bit, set up their power play. McIntosh up top to Cutting at the point. Taylor, shot blocked by Levesque. Taylor's able to keep it in, luckily, as if not, Nicola would have been on a break. Dunford just outside the circle, holding. No movement, though, towards the slot, so nothing happening. Brennan Young in the high slot, shot, pad save McGuckin, and then Johnny Ruiz is able to clear it out.
And the stick of Johnny Ruiz was the one that knocked down the shot a good bit from Brennan Young. That should have been an icing.
Yep, HatTricks wanted that icing. They don't get the call. McIntosh pass in front. Dunford shot from the point. Cutting rises over the head of McGuckin, is behind the net. McIntosh backhand pass right on the stick of Shane Morrissey. 2-on-2, Corey Anderson. And now Gavrick makes it a 3-on-2. Gavrick in the high slot, try to drop pass to Corey Anderson, but Corey had gotten below the goal line. Taylor Cutting's lucky he didn't get called for a trip there. Now to Cristofaro as Anderson trying to hustle back to the bench. Penalty time is up. We're back to 5-on-5. Danbury still leading 5-4.
That's a crucial power play that Delaware didn't take advantage of. And now just 3 minutes to play in a one-goal game.
Bolin Porter gets that puck away from DeCristofaro at the end of a long shift. Gets it into the Delaware zone. Taylor Cutting throws it up and into the netting. And now he's going to get called for delay of game. And now,
I don't know about this one either.
Yeah. But I don't believe that the call against Danbury was right either. So delay a game going against the Thunder with 2:59 to go. So now they got to kill 2 minutes, and then they'll have just under a minute to try to tie things up. Paisano and Johnny Ruiz having a little bit of a chat. Maybe making dinner plans for later tonight. Well, I don't think the Danbury bus will be here long enough for that.
No. Right in, right out.
Paisano tried to clear, good keep. Now side angle shot, score! Nicola Levesque on a beautiful setup. I think it was Bronner who had the pass, but it all started with an awesome keep at the blue line by Shane Morrissey. HatTricks lead it 6-4.
Such a pretty play by the Danbury HatTricks. Set up a power play beautifully. Get the puck to the front and work it there. Great pass cross ice and an even better finish.
Must have been a milestone type of goal for Nicola Levesque because Johnny Ruiz went right to the goal to pick up that puck and just tossed it to Dylan Kelly on the bench. So I'm not sure of the significance of that goal, but for Nicola Levesque, it's his 17th of the season. He's now got 42 points. So now it's a 2-goal deficit with 2:40 to play. Thomas Municello as the Thunder will look to answer here. Demon for Simonetta. This has probably been the most consistent line tonight for Delaware. But the puck comes loose, and Stevie Brown's able to play it ahead to Gil Martin. He takes a shot. That's saved by Taylor, but it's loose behind the net. Gil Martin got there first. Now it's Colin Edwards. Although Evgeny Demon is able to work the puck away from him, and here comes Municello. 2:15 to go. Thomas stood up a bit, but is able to get the puck to Simonetta. Simonetta just backhands one into the slot, and Gil Martin plays that ahead to Edwards. Edwards loses the puck in the circle. Municello gets it to Simonetta. Touch pass to Demon. 2 minutes to go. Evgeny marked by Listmeyer, and Shane Morrissey picks up the loose puck as the Thunder will go for a change.
Well, my guess now is that once the puck comes back into Danbury ice, Aaron Taylor will be out of that net.
Corey Anderson fires it in. Aaron Taylor holds it up behind the net. DeCristofaro plays it around the wall. He'll find Eric Masters there. Masters across the red line. Good hustle by Kasich to get back into the play. Down to 1:35 to go. Taylor still there. Eric Masters backhands it to the point to Pens. Now Taylor coming to the bench. Charlie Pens threw it in from the point. That went well wide. Now the outlet pass intercepted by Pens, keeping it away from Morrissey. Cristofaro gets it to Masters. 6 on the ice now for Delaware. Puck comes loose. Pens gets to it before Morrissey could have banged that into the empty net, but he nearly gave it right back to him. Down to 1:07 to go. Pens plays it around. Taylor Cutting has it. Doesn't seem to be much urgency at this point on the part of the Thunder. Dunford across the blue line. Holds. Throws it to McIntosh, who Got that one off the heel of his stick as he attempted the one-timer. Still loose behind the net. We're under a minute to play now. Loose at the side of the net. They whack away at it. Still whacking away. And now Edwards comes in and gives Dunford a shot. And now Taylor Cutting is getting into it with Kenny Garrett, who left the game early last night. Danbury was not happy with as many whacks as the Thunder were getting, but I'll be honest with you, we were waiting for a whistle as well.
Yeah, there was no whistle. It looked like McIntosh got the stick in under McGuckin. Puck's in the net right now. I don't think the goal's going to count.
No, I think it slid in there after McGuckin got up. But honestly, I didn't know where the puck was. I don't think any of the officials were quite sure where the puck was either, and I think that was why we had the delay in the whistle. But now they're going to have to sort out penalties because Cutting's going off.
Yeah.
Garrett will probably go off.
Garrett's got to come off, too. He'll probably just get sent to the locker room along with Cutting.
Was it McIntosh or Dunford took a shot from Colin Edwards? I don't think we're going to get anything out of that. Yeah, it looks like they're escorting Taylor to the bench where he'll just head to the locker room. Taylor's got some choice words for the officials as he heads to the showers.
Just to the bench.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe they're not going to call anything. We're definitely going to get some kind of call.
Now Taylor's going to go to the penalty box.
So if that's the case, I would imagine they're just going to give him a roughing.
I think they're both going to get 2 for roughing.
Right. Which is probably fair the way that all went down. And the Thunder have called their timeout, so they'll discuss a strategy to try to find a way to score 2 goals. Although they got 2 minutes up on the board, which might make you think that Garrett get a double.
That could be, unless they just didn't put up the 2 for Cutting yet.
Right. Well, we'll see. If the HatTricks only send 4 out.
Well, this will be 7 straight for Danbury, Gary, correct?
If they win, it'll be 5 in a row.
5 in a row.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
It would be a 9th straight loss for the Thunder if the score holds up. And remember, of course, the Thunder will turn right around next weekend and head to Danbury to take on these HatTricks for 2 more on Danbury ice.
Tough team to play, the Danbury HatTricks.
They have been entertaining games, though, all throughout the year in this series, so I wouldn't expect anything less next weekend.
Of course not.
So the face-off will come in the Danbury zone, obviously, after the cover-up by McGuckin.
Big Tony's on the ice.
Yeah, it looks like the Thunder are going to be on a power play here because it's 6-on-4. 47.5 seconds. You'd have to get one within the first 10 seconds, I would guess. Pens from the point. Throws it to the side of the net. Hammered away by Munichalo in front. Somehow stayed out. Thought for certain that was going to roll in, but somehow got knocked back into the slot. Now the puck's loose in the corner. Munichalo loses. Brown with a chance to clear. Pens keeps it in. 25 seconds to go. DeCristofaro throws one towards the front, but Gavrik comes away with it. Bolin Porter plays it back into the Delaware zone, and we're under 20 seconds to play.
Oh, a little bit of a open net in front. Not sure how the puck stayed out. One more rush for Delaware.
Simonetta can't get into the zone. Bronner just plays it right back into the Delaware end. And that'll just about do it. We're down to 5 seconds as Charlie Benz picks up the loose puck. Long outlet pass for Demon. Evgeny across the blue line. Won't get a shot off, though, as we come to 0-0 on the clock. And that'll be your final score for the second straight night. Danbury 6, the Thunder 4. But another hard-fought effort by the Thunder. This game had everything you could ask for. A little physicality, a little fisticuffs, plenty of scoring. Unfortunately, though, for the Thunder faithful, another loss for Delaware.
Yeah, Danbury HatTricks come here, get the business done. 12 goals in 2 games, gave up 8, which is obviously a good bit to give up. Delaware Thunder fall once again to the Danbury HatTricks.
50 shots on goal tonight for Danbury. That means 44 saves for Aaron Taylor. The Thunder had 35 shots on net, 31 stops for Thomas McGuckin, who picks up his 13th win of the night. Goals in the third period, Matthias Kasich broke a 4-4 tie with an assist from Shinkarik and Shane Morrissey. Shane Morrissey got another helper on the goal by Nikola Levesque. So that means another 4-point night for Morrissey tonight. 8 points this weekend for Shane. Absolutely phenomenal for the Danbury forward. Our 3 stars tonight, we go with Nikola Levesque as your number 1 star. Johnny Ruiz is your 2nd star. And Thomas Municello with a pair of goals tonight gets your 3rd star. Final thoughts as we wrap up the weekend.
Well, we talk about Morrissey being a top player in this league, and I think he proved it tonight. He hasn't had much time in the FHL this season, but the time he has, he's made very good of it, and he's been a huge addition for this hat trick, especially last night without Corey Anderson. He stepped up and done it all for this team.
Final score once again is 6-4. Of course, you can catch Mike next weekend calling the action when the Thunder are on the road in Danbury, or you can watch it on the Danbury HatTricks YouTube channel. Go to Mixler.com or DelawareThunder.com if you want to hear the radio call from Mikey Basile. On behalf of all the staff here at Center Ice Arena in Harrington, for Sue, who does all the technical work for us to keep us on the air, for Mike Basile, I'm Gary Schofield. Final score once again from Thunderdome. Danbury 6, your Delaware Thunder 4.